Yo, 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 what up, world? What up, Fight Fam? It's your boy Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV coming at you with some news you can use and another boxing conversation. And I got my boy Roughhouse with me today. What's going on, Roughhouse?
Chilling, bro. What's good? Hey, shout out to everybody out there in the chat and salute to the almighty LDBC.
Yeah, right. Salute to the almighty Lions Den boxing community, LDBC. Salute to the general. And man, I appreciate you for coming on today. And y'all already know what it is. It's fight week, Charlo fight week. But we're gonna get it started. We're gonna talk about some of this news that just came in with Deontay Wilder and Shelly Finkle. What they had an interview today with the Boxing Voice. So what did you catch, man? I hate I missed it because I even had my reminder set.
Oh yeah. First off, it was a good interview, man. The champ, he uh he presented himself very well, very eloquently. Some of the things that they hit on. First off, he is sick and tired of the games with Eddie Hearn and AJ. He just I couldn't see him, but it looked like he was sitting there. It sounded like he was sitting there with his head in his hand, and he was just kind of like shaking his head, like, "Oh man, I'm sick of these dudes and the games and the lies and the double talk and all of this." And basically, he was saying that if they wanted to make the fight, and Shelly Finkel, he echoed the same sentiment. If they wanted to make the fight could happen. You know, if uh if they wanted to be, you know, respectable about the situation, they will come to the table with a serious offer for a champion, the WBC champion, you know, and go ahead and make a respectable, feasible offer. Now, Ness asked Shelly Finkel about the 28 million, and he was saying, "Well, what about this supposed 28 million dollars that they want to try to offer you or whatever?" And Shelly Finkel was like, "Why? Why do that when we don't even know what the whole sum of the pot is? If the whole sum of the pot is 100 million, why accept 28? You know?" And we know lately Deontay has put it out there in the media, saying to Joshua that, hey, bro, if it's not 50-50, then you can go on about your business. And he was actually telling Ness, uh, saying that, what, if if they not coming in, saying, with dignity, respect, saying, for who I am as an opponent, what, then, hey, Joshua, you take your belts, go on over there. You can fight Dylan White or Chisora or Usyk or whoever you gonna fight. You do you, and I'll be good over here in the States. Saying, representing the fight fans of America and being the WBC United States heavyweight champion or world heavyweight champion here in the United States, man. But yeah, it was Deontay clearing the air, and he was saying that the now it was funny how in the beginning Joshua and Eddie were talking about hey, Wilder, you know, we got options, and we don't have to fight Wilder and all of these things. But here recently, even out of Anthony Joshua's own mouth, he's over here in American media talking about now he's begging for a fight, you know, and and they come to realize that, what, they don't really need us. Team AJ's come to that realization. Hey, the heavyweight division in the boxing world doesn't revolve around just Anthony Joshua alone. There are other players in the heavyweight game, meaning Fury, meaning Wilder. You know what I'm saying? And you can stick Ortiz in there, man, because I got a feeling that his stock is getting ready to elevate here pretty soon too. You know,
Oh yeah,
but
I
yeah,
think it.
go ahead.
I think Luis Ortiz stock is gonna elevate pretty nice, especially if he does get a chance to take that fight with Joe Joyce.
Yeah, yeah, I think that'll be a good look for him, especially if he's able to look good in that fight. That'll be a real good look for him, man. Um, I'll be honest, I got Ortiz in that fight. I think Joe Joyce is green, and I think his toolbox is limited.
I don't think
So
what's up with the act reach. I see you I don't think he's just green though.
You say
I
what?
think I don't think I don't. I'm sorry. I don't think he's just green though. Like
You
I
don't?
honestly believe he's just not that good.
What?
Like
Yeah.
I've even argued this sentiments with some of these UK fans, and nothing against you UK fans. I like how y'all ride with y'all boxers. That's what you're supposed to do. I wish more American fans did it too. But sometimes y'all have to realize when y'all got a trash ass fighter, and Joe Joyce is a trash ass fighter.
Real talk.
And I understand y'all want to talk noise about y'all want to talk noise about Luis Ortiz talking about how old he is. He y'all think he's over 40. I'm dude 39 years old. Povetkin 39 years old. I'm going off of what they say. If they say they 39, they 39. I'm not for to speculate and do no kind of reckless speculation. That's what they say they are. That's what they are. He out here
Right.
fighting. He's still winning. He only lost once. That was against the Wilder. Joyce don't have a chance against that. Joyce is too slow. I mean,
Yes.
too slow, and he is robotic as well.
Yes.
With no footwork, he will get knocked out
He
real quick.
wide telegraph. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, hand speed slow as snail snot in January. That dude, yeah. Ortiz, he gonna piece that boy up.
Yeah, and it ain't even gonna be a joke. It's gonna be real simple. I can't wait to
Yeah.
see Ortiz in a good, actual good matchup like that, because that's probably
Yeah.
the best thing, the next best fight that he's gonna get, because he's not gonna get nobody else. The fight that I would like to see Ortiz fight, I would like to see Ortiz and Big Jarrell Big Baby Miller,
Oh
or
yeah, me too.
Luis Ortiz and Dillian White. But we know it's not
Yeah.
right.
Nah. Nah. Dylan White already showed his true colors and showed his hand. You know what I'm saying, with that fake call out of Ortiz, and Ortiz called his bluff by actually jumping off the card to negotiate. And then it was all crickets over there, man. And
Yeah.
yeah, hey, and kind of the echo the sentiments of what you just said. I got nothing against UK fans. I they ride for their fighters. They ride for UK boxing. That's cool, man. And like you said, it would be cool if we had a bigger, a more hardcore fan base here in the United States, bro. But what I don't like is, I'm gonna tell you the difference between what I see as most AJ fans and most Wilder fans is that most most Wilder fans, you know what I'm saying, especially here in the LDBC, bro, if our fanship comes with a criteria, and I say this all the time, man, it comes with a criteria. There's a code that a fighter has to walk if he wants to earn and keep my fanship. Now, if he's out here, you know, ducking fights, if he's out here, you know, clout chasing, you know what I'm saying? And if he's out here disrespecting the fight fan, you know, stuff like that, bro, we're willing to call out our guy when they go against the code. Whereas with them AJ fans, it doesn't matter what he says, what he does, what he doesn't say, or what he doesn't do. Whatever the case may be, they gonna have an excuse. They gonna give him a pass. They gonna ride for it regardless. Dog, it could be wrong as three left shoes, but they gonna ride with it. You know what I'm saying?
Sad.
And they're not willing to call him on it. And that's the biggest problem that I see. So to the UK fans, I love your enthusiasm, but I just wish y'all wouldn't follow so blindly. I guess that's the best way to put it, bro. And that drives me. That drives me to no end.
That is the best way to put it, because that's exactly how they are, bro.
Yeah.
That's exactly how they are. But
Cause think about it, bro. I'm not sure about you, but I was a big Keith Thurman fan at one time. You know what I'm
uh,
saying?
I was a fan, but I wasn't just no major fan.
You know what I'm
I
saying?
was more of I was more of a fan of boxing.
Yeah. I'll be honest with it. I was a big Keith Thurman fan when he was active, when he was out there doing his thing, and then he did his little Where's Waldo imitation, and you know what I'm saying, coming up with all these excuses about why he's not fighting and can't fight, and taking his trip up to the Himalayas and all of that, and you know what I'm saying, and he fell out of my criteria. You know, he went against the criteria. So therefore, he fell off my list. And I was one of the people to call him on that. I'm willing to do that even to the guys that I like. You
See,
know?
I had my issues with I had my issues with Keith Thurman early, and
Yeah.
that was really dealing with Earl Spence because Earl Spence been calling that dude out
Yeah.
for years, man. People don't realize it. It's longer than what you really expect. Since Mayweather told him, if you fight Earl Spence, I'll fight you. That's how long it's been, and
Yeah.
I've had issues with Keith Thurman since then. And
Yeah.
I understand a lot of people back then. It was like, well, why should he have to fight Earl Spence? You know, who was Earl Spence? Now y'all riding with Earl Spence, but you
Mm-hmm.
know, I've had problems with Keith Thurman. I like to watch him fight, cause dude,
Yeah.
never. I'm not gonna get it wrong. Dude is a good boxer.
Yeah.
He is a hell of a boxer, but I just don't his heart. I don't think his heart is in the sport.
Yeah. Especially not right now, you know. But you know what? I kind of look at, and this is just my opinion. I look at that period with Keith Thurman the same way I kind of look at uh Wilder and Dillian White. Because at that particular time, Thurman was chasing Mayweather. And then Mayweather was like, hey, you fight this dude, fight Errol Spence. You know what I'm saying? That's what you need to do, and then you can get to me. And you know, when Wilder was actively chasing AJ, and Eddie was like, well, fight Dillian White. And Wilder told him, man, I'm after kings. I'm not after peasants. You know, and at that particular time, Errol Spence didn't have a belt. You know, Errol Spence was, you know, still elevating his platform and his profile. You know, so I kind of gave him a pass on that one. You know, so that's just the way I looked at that at the time. But you know, hindsight is 2020, and now
Yeah,
we know Errol Spence is a beast.
it
Now
wasn't that
we
long. It wasn't that long after. But see, I was an Earl Spence fan before, but that's coming from Texas too. But
right.
it wasn't that long after that Earl did grab a belt, and when he did,
Yep. Yep. Now, after that, that's when my eyes started to open. I was like, oh, okay, yeah. He don't want to smoke with this dude, Arrow. Okay. That's what's up. I started to see, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah. Oh, and one other thing that I want to say, that Shelly Finkle and Deontay Wilder both said is that there has been interest expressed for this fight, not only in the US and the UK, but in other countries as well. And one of the countries they named, they said there's been interest expressed to host the fight in Africa, and they didn't go into detail about the other countries. I'm thinking maybe Dubai, you know, and did they say Australia? They may have said Australia. They may not have, but they said that there's been a lot of interest for this fight to be held abroad, and Wilder was like, you know, Vegas right now, well, not Vegas, but the United States right now is the spot, you know, because that's where all the money is at, you know what I'm saying? And plus, you know, that's his home soil. But he was not closed to the option of the fight being abroad, you know, depending on the size of the bag.
and I'm gonna tell you right now, man. Imagine what they can do in Africa or those other countries like Dubai,
Oh yeah,
things like that. That just man,
bruh. And that goes back to like the days of Ali. Man, Ali went on a world tour. I mean,
that would
literally a
if
world tour.
if Deontay Wilder do that, he kills.
Oh,
He
oh
kills
man.
Anthony Joshua. Hey, salute to Scrapbook Boxing, man. I appreciate you for coming through the chat. If y'all like subscribe, go subscribe to that historian, Scrapbook Boxing. And Mr. Finesse, what's going on? He said, you remember when Thurman said he popped Earl Balloon? When?
Yeah,
He
yeah,
said
I, I heard that.
Thurman and Porter and Garcia all know Earl would make them shit themselves in the ring. Facts.
Real talk.
You left something out. He said Wilder said he fight White if they put Joshua in the contract.
Yeah,
Keith wasn't willing to fight Spence to get to Floyd. Facts. Yeah, I remember
yeah.
that.
He
Yeah, he
did say
did say
that. He did say that. But I mean, but that was kind of secondary in it, because the first initial statement was why should I fight Dillian White? I'm chasing kings, not peasants. And then it came back a little bit later, was like, because Eddie was real persistent about him fighting Dillian White, and then Deontay was like, okay, well, attach Joshua's name to the contract. And that's when Eddie was like, oh no, that's two different fights, and we can't do that, and and all that.
Yeah. And that's and then when they started going in the contract negotiations around April, it was either April or May, and they was doing the contract negotiations, and that motherfucker offered that flat fee, and then pulled out and said, "Well, I'll give you $3 million, you fight him, and then I give you another $18 million to fight AJ." I'm like, what?
Right?
If he fought him on his own, and I'm
Yeah.
looking at that like, are you stupid? You heard what you just said? You just offered him $3 million to fight Dillian White, a bullshit fight. Which the fight should be about 75-25 in that fight.
Yeah.
All money goes to Deontay Wilder, and you offered him $3 million like he was the B side against Dillian White.
Real talk. And you look at it now. If a lot of people are out there saying, "Hey, man, take the 28 million. Take the 28 million." Okay, I'm still convinced this is $100+ million fight. So if he was to take that 28 million, that's 28%. We'll round it off and say 100 million on $100 million fight. That's still
Indeed.
that's still a lower percentage than Charles Martin, than Joseph Parker,
Indeed.
and Klitschko. That's still, what I'm saying, for the longest reigning current heavyweight champion, what I'm saying, with the most coveted strap, that's still a lower percentage than any of those dudes that were that were less of a risk.
Fact. Mr. Finesse says, at a time like this, where we have 135, 147. Hey, Mr. Finesse, I'm gonna add some to your numbers because we got 130, 135, 140 is looking beautiful right now. 147, 154, 160, 168, and heavyweights with multiple top talents. What do we need to do to get the fights? What do you say, odd fella? You just stepping in the building. Salute, my brother.
And greetings from the north side. What up, though? Stay ready. What
Already.
up, though? Rough House Boxing. How y'all doing tonight?
Good, good
slow,
family. What's good with you?
Slow boogie, man.
Man, just out here trying to bear with this cold. Man.
Shit, you
But,
need some drink.
Huh? Oh,
You need
true,
some of
true,
that
indeed.
drink.
No, I got those
Already.
greens rolled up.
Already.
Greens rolled up. That's what I'm trying to do right now. But other than that, I mean, yeah, this 28 million is where's the proof of funds right with that? You know what I mean? Show
Real
me the
talk.
proof of funds with the 28 million. You know what I mean, ain't nobody talking about that. But yeah, you definitely correct about that. I mean, if you do the calculations, and if we fight act that is going to be 100 million, that's only it. It's only 28%. My calculations, and that's disrespectful. You know what I mean? If you're gonna offer the man a flat fee, shit, it has to be at least 40 to 50 million.
That's what I said.
You know what I mean?
That's exactly what I said. He said it's gonna have to be about 50 million. And then you're gonna have to give me a percentage bonus.
But then look here. There was some trickery going on, because when I first heard that 28 million, I was like, you know what? Maybe he should take it, because I was thinking of it in the sense that it's gonna be on the zone. You know what I mean? And we all know that Deontay Wilder, he's not in a contract with Show. He has, like, I guess, a fight to fight contract. He's not in no long-term contract with Showtime. So technically he's kind of like a free agent. He has the ability to go to another network and fight on their platform, so to speak. Whereas Anthony Joshua, since he's under Matchroom, and all matchroom fighters are they imply that they're supposed to be under the zone, that the fight would be under the zone. It'd be easier to make the fight on the zone than it would be to make the fight on Showtime, is what I'm saying. So with that being said, I was like, maybe he should take the 28 million, because it's not like there's going to be that much back end money from being on the zone. It's not like it's going to be like a pay-per-view or something like that. You know what I mean? Because if you look at it, it's going to be a $20 pay-per-view.
Yeah, in
so
the
if
UK. But
yeah,
it don't need to be in the UK. And if Roughhouse and he said what Shelly Finkle was saying in that interview today is
Yeah.
right, and they have all these other countries offering, they want to fight in these other countries, and they willing to drop off a bag. I'd have
yep.
this fight in another country, and just to make myself an even bigger international star. And guess what? Now you really gonna have to come with it, because now I'm finna go out and I would go on a world tour, literally. My
Yeah.
next 5 fights
Why
will be in
not?
5 different countries.
Yep.
Yep.
Why not?
And what country wouldn't want to host a Deontay Wilder fight? You know what I'm saying? And don't get it twisted, man. All the cats out here talk all this whoop whoop about Deontay Wilder and his profile. Deontay Wilder can go right now and fight anybody, basically anybody in the UK at Wembley Stadium and sell it out. Because everybody, like I said yesterday, everybody that knows Anthony Joshua knows Deontay
Deontay
Wilder.
Wilder,
And
definitely.
they coming to see for themselves. You know what I'm saying? They coming to see for themselves. Hey, who is this Deontay Wilder boogeyman that everybody talking about Joshua
Hey,
was supposed to be trying to face?
you know what I'm curious about? What are
What's that?
these numbers? What are these numbers? What are the ticket sales right now of Dillian White at the O2? That's Dillian White and Chisora, because they've been real quiet about that.
You said, well, I don't know.
I don't
These
know.
UK fans want to talk numbers about, you know what I mean, about popularity. Deontay needs to fight. Oh, it's ducking Dillian White. Dillian White don't sell out in his own city. He from London.
Real talk.
He from South London, Brixton. You in the dig? Like he ain't selling that bitch out. So I mean, if we was to go check, I bet you know what I mean, it might be like 7, 8 stacks maybe. That's all they getting.
Matter of fact,
We'll see. We'll see Saturday night.
I'm finna go look it up.
Yes, please do, bro. And
Mm-hmm.
hey, a couple live streams ago, man, it's that Stay Ready did, bro. I publicly stated that I can't stand Dillian White, dog, because that dude is one of the biggest hype jobs to me. You know, saying, yeah, you look good when you the king of the tomato cans fighting against the rest of the tomato cans. You know, and
Yep.
I'm not gonna sit up here and say that he can't fight at all. He's a professional boxer. Okay, yeah, he gets in the ring and he squabs with these dudes, man. But according to my eye, because I know what good looks like. I've seen good in many shapes, forms, and fashions as far as boxing, and he does not match up. You know what I'm saying? So
Real talk.
to my eye, that dude is trash.
As of right now, the ticket's about to sell out. I'm not even joking. Like it even got a markup percentage.
I stand corrected then. I stand corrected. Maybe they're giving them shits away.
Hey, one of the ones. Hey, what's going on, Ken Folk? Black Fight Fan TV in the building.
Okay,
yeah, man.
Ooh. What's going down with your homie?
The infamous KO.
What's good?
What's going on
panel with
man?
the OG.
Already. One of the
What's
ones.
up with
what it
y'all,
do?
family? What's going down? What's going down, man? It's good to hear from y'all, man. Y'all keep it bracky up in this hoe. What's going down with you, man?
Man, just talking boxing, man. We got a bunch of news going on. Plus, you already know it's on. You know it's Charlo Fight Week on mine, so you know all week. That's all I'm talking about.
Ain't no question. Ain't no question, homie. Ain't no question.
But yeah, we bringing up some other news right now. We was talking about that Deontay Wilder interview he had on the Boxing Voice. and some of the talking points that him and Shelly Finkle was talking about, especially with them having fights. Other countries offering that fight right now. I mean, they're trying to get that fight right now.
Yeah, I didn't even see though. I ain't even seen that interview yet, man. I'm gonna have to sit back and watch that interview. But I already knew that, man. I already knew that at that time when Deontay Wilder and Tyson Fury came together, it would immediately elevate them into global superstars. And see, that's the problem with AJ. AJ is a big star in the UK. He is, but he haven't been able to crack the global market yet, and that's by his own doing. That's by his own doing. He refuses to become a world champion. He's just the champion of the UK until he decides to step out and become a world champion. He gonna pigeonhole himself. And that's what's going on. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna see that with Canelo. Canelo gonna fight in Mexico because I think that's the direction that the zone going in. The zone gonna expand their brand. They're gonna get behind Canelo. They're gonna put their resources behind him into making him a global superstar. And that's how they gonna get more money. All this, running the UK. I don't have to leave the UK and all that old type of stuff. He gonna kill himself, man. He already killing himself. Them dudes is looking horrible out here. They looking desperate. They looking bummy. You know what I'm saying? AJ out here, it just look real bad on them, bro. That's just my perspective.
It
Real
really
talk.
do, and for not leaving the UK, it's gonna look worse the more you sit over there and you fight in the UK because you're not gaining any outside perspective, any outside fans at all, none. You say you're a bigger star in America, but you're not. Even though you coming over here doing these interviews, you just raising your profile with more of the hardcore fans than anything because the casuals was looking at you and still was trying to figure out who the hell you were. One of the ones, what's up with it, my brother?
What's good, fellas? What's good?
So,
Odd fella, it's always good to see you on the panel. Rough House, what's
What's
good,
going
my
on, bro?
family? Black Fight fan, yo, it's the first time I've um been on the hangouts with you, man. Salute, greetings. I know who you are, brother, and I support what you do. You're very entertaining, brother. Salute, my family.
hey,
Salute to you, family. Salute to you, man. Thank you for the support and holding us down, man. That's what it's about with me, man. Entertainment. We
Yeah,
entertaining and having a good time, homie. That's what it's
yeah.
about.
I'm learning some of you guys' your Texas kind of swagger and your slang and all of that, man. Prior to me getting into this YouTube boxing thing, I ain't really know too much about, the whole Texas thing, but I'm liking it, man. I'm liking you guys' kind of your swag and all that stuff, man. So salute. But yo, I just want to say one thing, man. Salute to my brother Ak. He's not on the panel right now, but yeah, I don't know if he's listening or whatnot, but
yeah,
I just
yeah.
want to,
Ack is in the chat right now. He just
yeah,
said
man.
everybody smash the like button for Matt, but he's in the chat. He listening.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Yeah, yeah. Y'all salute to Ack, man. He lost his uncle yesterday morning, man. Y'all salute to one of the LDVC brothers, Ack Reacher, man.
Yep.
Condolences.
Condolences out to Act Reacher, bro.
Yeah, man. But so one of the ones, what you think about everything that they talking about and the situation with AJ and Eddie Hearn going on right now?
Yeah, I just caught a bit of what you guys were talking about, and I think you was kind of touching on Chisora and White and ticket sales
Yeah,
and that kind of thing.
yeah, they sold out, but it wasn't number a 20 seat arena. I didn't see where it was. Uh,
Yeah,
it,
yeah. Well, I
it's,
mean,
it's at the O2,
yeah,
whatever the
that's
O2
right.
is.
That's right. Yeah, the O2 is in South London. Yeah, the O2 has like they can adapt the arena to suit, different size crowds and stuff. They have a lot of events there. Even the NFL, they sometimes perform at the O2 arena and so forth. So you say it's a 20,000 seat. I mean, you got to remember we're talking about Dylan White here. We're talking about Dylan White and Derek Chisora. They're
But I would think that's a bigger fight. And y'all got it on pay-per-view because y'all got a pay-per-view clash with them and Carl
Frank
Frampton and
Warren.
Joshua. Yeah,
Hey,
yeah,
Yeah,
but
and
yeah.
Dillian
That,
White, Joseph Parker was a big fight, and I only did 8 stacks down there at the O2.
yeah,
damn.
I mean, it's a big domestic card, but there's levels to this. whenever AJ fights, he commands a different response and a different level, So, just to kind of put it into perspective, people will show up and they're going to turn out for this, but it is Dylan White, and Derek Chisora. It's big, but it's not, it's not that big of a deal.
Okay. I get that. Salute to you, Carvarell, in the chat. Man, y'all, it's 11 people in the building, man. I got 4 likes. Y'all smash that like button for me.
Hey, I want to say this, man. Yeah. And I mean, I know we down playing Dylan White and Derek Chisora, but man, it's all about just coming in this hole with Eddie Hearn. I think I'm gonna be honest with you, man. The UK got talent now. They got a sufficient mix in America with everybody. I think Eddie Hearn made such a bad they just came in this market all wrong, bro. And they destroyed the credibility. And like I believe that Dillian White is a better fighter. I think he's gonna get better, consistently get better, and that's what it's about. These dudes evolving, constantly getting better. I don't think no fighter have to be stagnant. I think every fighter can improve. But I think Eddie Hearn really ruined these guys' global marketability, especially over here in the States. I think he stagnated them dudes, man. Them dudes, that's a good fight. You know what I'm saying? It's a good fight, and it put them in a position to be in even better fights. That makes you want to watch him and Deontay Wilder, him and Brazil and all these. That's big money fights, but that they can be in. But Eddie Hearn got it salty though. That's all I'm saying.
I know we don't know much. Well, I'm gonna say the casuals don't know much about Dillian White and Derek Chisora, but as far as to open up the market to some of your English boxers, that actually would have been a pretty good fight to bring over here in America to give us.
But who's behind this whole Showtime thing? Because that came out of nowhere. I mean, I was expecting this to be on the zone. And it's not on the zone.
Steven Espinosa, always.
Steven Espinosa is fully vested in boxing. Steven Espinosa have been trying. See, Eddie Hearn, that would have all this DAZN stuff. That fight would have been on Showtime. Chisora versus White would have been on Showtime. Steven Espinosa tried to play Eddie Hearn fair. He tried to give him the benefit of the doubt. He tried to be fair. Eddie Hearn snaked him with that DAZN deal. Then came out crushing and disrespecting him and talking bad about Showtime. That's what happened, bro.
Yeah, and couple that with the fact that DAZN looked at the current products that Matchroom has been bringing to DAZN, and they decided they didn't even want to try to get the Dillian White Chisora fight, So that speaks volumes right there. That DAZN was like, nah, that's all right, we'll pass on that.
Yeah, and see, and that's crazy.
Yeah, they had first crack at it. DAZN.
Well, I'm gonna tell you this: that DAZN dropping that card, that was just a left hook to the body to Eddie Hearn, and that's basically letting him know that De La Hoya is taking over at DAZN, and we pushing you out the door. That second one is that article I read on World Breakers channel earlier today. With that Canelo fight, DAZN was the #1 downloaded app this weekend on all platforms, on iOS and Android, just for that Canelo fight. That right there alone kind of put another jab to Eddie Hearn, because everything that he's been put out and everything, all the fight cards, all the fights that he's put out has done nothing. That one fight with Canelo, it really put DAZN where it should have been to start off if it had the right person in place pushing it out.
Hey, now with that being said, stay ready. And remember all that stuff that Eddie Hearn said about Showtime and the public and how he was taking Joshua away, and now Joshua gonna have to go back over there to Showtime and eat crow, because I'm telling y'all right now, it's straight up this how it happened. They did a Joshua, they rolled Joshua out. They saw the results with Joshua. What we were saying, the room was like 15,000 downloads and things like that in America. And now they ran out Canelo. Now you could just put them hoes side by side and say who you gonna choose. You can't, it like I said earlier on Trill Boxing Talk, it can only be one king, bro. It can only be one. And Joshua and Canelo ain't gonna be on the same platform, bro. It ain't going down. So Joshua gonna have to go. And where he gonna go? Where he gonna go? You think ESPN gonna put the money up for him? Or where he gonna go?
Actually, I think ESPN would put the money up for him, but that's on the strength that he's been going on ESPN on them tours, and you know, Max Kellerman is all googly eyed over him. That's probably the only reason they'll probably do it. But then you got to look at Bob Arum. You got because Bob Arum.
I don't think they're gonna put that bread up, bro. I mean, you talking about to get Joshua? That's a lot of bread.
Yeah,
The only people that was willing to put that bread up was Steven Espinosa. The Zone came out of nowhere. Cause see, ESPN, they could have made, and then on top of that, Bob Arum run with Frank Warren. Frank Warren is already over there. BT Sports is already at ESPN. That's the other thing.
True. Yeah, that's facts right there.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, and I agree. But I don't know I don't know where else he could go. It ain't no other platform. You can't go to fight. Really, Al Heyman run boxing right now. That's period in the UK and over here in the States. Because he ain't even put a fight over there in the UK yet. Because as soon as he started putting them fights over there on ITV, man, and that from what I've been hearing is ITV is a bigger broadcasting station, not so much as far as like Sky Sports to the UK is like HBO and Showtime to us.
Yeah,
and ITV is like NBC.
Yeah, I'll tell you what it is.
Now, I was gonna say, man, I want to ask y'all this: do y'all think that that he would like stay put over there and just hook up with De La Hoya and Golden Boy?
Hell no.
De La Hoya not gonna happen. De La Hoya not gonna let that happen because De La Hoya is a snake, and you know that De La Hoya want all the bread for himself. He's not trying to share nothing.
Man, they gonna run that dude off the set, man. That's gonna be a Mexican oriented platform.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm just being real with. They're gonna focus on that market. They would be stupid not to. They would be stupid not to because they've got the appeal of the Mexicans, and that's a real fan. That's a bona fide fan base. You know what I'm saying? Just like Al Heyman, he catering to us and Americans. The Mexican fan base is still solid, and they gonna produce downloads and numbers every time. Why wouldn't you go for that fan base and you got the biggest star? Joshua don't fit in that equation, bro. He don't fit in that equation. No matter how much he run around this whole talking about he a quarter Mexican, he don't fit over there.
Fact. And the moment Canelo lose, De La Hoya got two other stars over there in Jaime McGee and Ryan Garcia. And that's one of the reasons why he's not gonna put Canelo. I do not think that Charlo is gonna get that fight no time soon because he's trying to get that bag with the Zone as much as possible. Because I do believe it's some incentives in that contract.
Yeah, hey, one, homie. What is ITV though? Because I've been kind of confused on that too. What is that?
All right. Okay. So I've heard people trying to compare it to the NBC and things like that. I've heard some YouTubers, you know, talking about ITV is comparable to that. Let me give you the full breakdown on what ITV is. There's a difference between ITV and ITV Sports. So ITV is a historical terrestrial TV network in the UK. So the BBC was the original network in the UK, and the BBC is the biggest terrestrial TV network in the UK. ITV is the second biggest terrestrial TV network. Okay, so ITV is a big deal. They're not they're not some Johnny come lately or anything like that. So they're big. They're very big. So I'm talking about ITV, not ITV Sports, but just ITV. I'm not sure what kind of analogies I can give you guys in terms of comparison, but hopefully that
is it free? Is it free?
Oh yeah, it's terrestrial TV, so it's free. Yeah. So like in the 90s, before we've got all these the Sky channels became big. You just had in the UK we literally had 4 channels. So you had BBC One, BBC Two, ITV, and Channel 4, and then eventually Channel 5 came. So ITV is they're big. They're very, very big, and they're still big to today. Like I think they're still the second biggest TV network, terrestrial TV. So it's free TV. You know, it's not, you don't have to purchase a digital box or Sky or some sort of subscription. It is absolutely free. Now, ITV also have some subsidiary channels and stuff, like they've got you know, they've got what do you call it? They've got ITV Sports. They've got ITV. What do they call it? I think they've got like a second channel which is accessible on Sky and some other platforms. But also ITV back in the 90s, you know, they used to put on boxing events. You know, like the Eubanks. I believe they put on some of the Eubank fights in the 90s. If I remember correctly, I was very young, but if I remember correctly, I think I remember watching it on ITV, some of the Eubank fights and some of those. Now, in terms of ITV Sports, and this is where I think some people are getting the two kind of mixed up. ITV and ITV Sports are two different ball games. When you're talking about sports channels and sports networks, the biggest is Sky, and in terms of boxing, and in general, sports in general. So the biggest sports in the UK is football, or what you guys call soccer. There is no comparison. There's no negotiation. Football is the biggest sports in the UK. It's almost a national religion. We take it that serious. I myself, I'm not much of a football fan these days, but anyway, let me not sidetrack too much. Sky Sports is the biggest sports channel in the UK. And then after that, for boxing, you've got BT Sports. And then after BT Sports, you might have something like a Eurosports. Eurosports might be the third biggest sports channel. And then after that, you've probably got ITV Sports, because ITV Sports, they kind of you know, at one point they were kind of big on boxing, and then they kind of fell off. They stopped doing boxing, and now they're sort of coming back with Al Heyman and Frank Warren. So Al Heyman's not over here on his own. He is doing what he's doing in partnership with Frank Warren. And just to give you guys, I'm not sure if you're aware, but Frank Warren he's currently got some major tax issues with Her Majesty the Queen's attack dog. So you know, Frank Warren and his businesses are all kind of all up in the air at the moment. No one really knows whether he's going to survive, or you know what's going to happen with Frank Warren. So that's yet to be seen. But this deal that Al Heyman has got with ITV Sports is a good introduction into the UK market. You know, ITV Sports, I'm not too sure I'm not sure entirely what their intentions are, whether they're going to try and compete, just compete with BT Sports and Sky Sports, or whether they actually want to be the top dog and take over sports in general. I'm not really too sure, but it's a good introduction into the UK market. You know, with this, it'll be good to see and so forth. The UK public will take to American fighters. In fact, the UK public will take to anyone, you know, because we're used to, you know, seeing American boxers and so forth. So it doesn't have to be exclusively a UK thing. So that's going to be a plus. And yeah, you know, we're just going to have to see how this all kind of pans out. You know, with Al Heyman, there's a lot of maneuverability for Al Heyman in the UK. It just depends what he does, and you know how ITV Sports decides how much they're going to actually push their sports program and push boxing in the UK.
Hey,
Yeah.
one of the ones. Hey, real quick, you're over there in the UK, bro. So I was just wondering, what is the climate seem like as far as like reception to PBC coming to ITV Sports, or what is it? ITV Sports?
Yeah, ITV Sports. Yeah. So the climate at the moment is most people, a lot of most casual boxing fans do not care about Al Heyman. They don't care about ITV Sports. They don't care about Sky Sports whatsoever. All they care about is names. So, you know, Derek Chisora and Dylan White are names. Anthony Joshua is a name. They could give two fucks whether, you know, Anthony Joshua is fighting on Showtime or whether he's fighting on Sky Sports. You know, all they're interested in is purchasing a ticket to see AJ fight or one of these big names fight. And what channel is it gonna be on? Is it gonna be on ITV or Sky Sports? I don't really care. Just tell me the channel I'm gonna tune in. Now, in terms of the climate, most people are completely oblivious and unaware as to, Al Heyman's intentions, and most people know who Eddie Hearn is, and they know who Frank Warren are, because the Hearn family, they've been in boxing for a very long time in the UK, and so has Frank Warren and so forth. So, the UK public, casual fans and hardcore boxing fans know who they are. But in terms of some of the more intricate details, such as, who's got a deal with who, Eddie Hearn's got this deal with DAZN and most they're not that deep. With this, what we're talking about is a very kind of specialist thing. The UK public, they don't know about all of these intricate details. All they're interested in is seeing the fights happen. Now, of course, there is a different. You've got UK hardcore boxing fans that are interested, and they understand the climate in terms of TV deals, network deals, and who's doing what, and they understand that the historical rivalry between the Warren and Hearn family and that kind of thing. But Al Heyman, Al Heyman, it's my interpretation that Al Heyman's not trying to be no star. This is purely a business move. The guy moves in silence like real G's do. And in terms of the UK's perception to Al Heyman, I don't think there ever will be a big reception to Al Heyman. It would just be what Al Heyman does in terms of his work, his output. What is he doing? Is he putting on the fights that the UK public can gravitate to? And then also, in the UK, this applies around the world. But what I will say is that in the UK, the thing that sells fights is profiles. So, you need to have a profile outside of boxing in order to sell this. And this is part of the reason why AJ is so successful in the UK. This is part of the reason why people like Frank Bruno, Nigel Benn, Chris Eubank in particular, is very, very popular. And when I say popular, I'm talking about people that could give two fucks about boxing. I'm talking about suburban, middle class, housewives, people like my parents who, are not into boxing, don't know nothing about no boxing. Chris Eubank, with all the attire and his, swag and all that stuff, that profile outside of boxing is what made him so popular. And the same with Frank Bruno. Frank Bruno, he's kind of like a, I'm not going to say he's a national icon, but he's definitely part of the fabric of British culture and society, especially, back in the day. So there is a genuine love for Frank Bruno in the UK still to this day. He went through some problems, and, the UK public newspapers, they responded and so forth. So just to close out, in terms of Al Heyman, what he needs to do is he needs to, if he can get someone who has not necessarily a controversial profile like Adrian Broner or Mayweather or something like that, but you need to have some substance to you outside of boxing. Otherwise, you're just going to be a Lomachenko or, a Terence Crawford, who are great boxers. They're fantastic. They're genuinely good boxers, and, they're great to watch and so forth. But their profile is just not big enough outside of boxing in the UK for people to know who they are. If you go into one of these celebrity jungles or the Big Brother house or some nonsense like that, then your housewives are going to start, oh, okay, yeah, he's good looking, and oh, he's that person that went out with some celebrity woman or whatever. They're going to know about you. So it's all about the promotion of the actual fighters to the public, as opposed to promoting these fighters to hardcore boxing fans who can appreciate people's skill set and so forth.
Right on. Hey, 503, welcome to the chat, man. I appreciate you for coming through. Ace time.
Yeah, man. Appreciate you, man. Appreciate you for having me, bro.
Always. So, hey, did you hear about any of the news going on today with the interview with Deontay Wilder, Shelly Finkle on the Boxing Voice? Did you hear any of that or any of the stuff that Eddie Hearn said in the media today?
I haven't, I haven't heard any interviews with Wilder or anything. But yeah, what was said? What happened? What's the deal?
Hey, Rough House, can you go back over it one more time and let them know what basically what the short version?
Little bit shit,
Yeah,
right?
the short version is Deontay Wilder wants 50-50. Uh, he said he's tired of dealing with AJ and Eddie. He said he don't even want to say their name. He don't want to see their face. They don't need to talk to him. They need to talk. They need to contact Shelly Finkle, and if they want to negotiate, and if they do want to, climb off their high horse and offer Deontay Wilder a respectable champions percentage split, then they can then something can happen. Shelly Finkle was very adamant about saying if two fighters want to actually fight, a fight can be made. And he used Tyson Fury and Deontay Wilder as prime examples, and some other big fights that happened in the past. And Ness asked Shelly Finkle, about the quote unquote $28 million offer, and would they accept it? Should they accept it? Shelly Finkle asked him, why would we? Especially when we don't know what the overall, percentage of the pot is, the overall amount of the pot. If the fight makes $100 million and they accept that 28 million, then, they just shorted themselves by taking a 28% basically a 28% cut of a $100 million pot. And that's lower than the offers that Charles Martin got, Joseph Parker got, and also Klitschko. So he was like, why take 28 million when there's going to be another however much is left out of that $100 million pie there for Eddie Hearn and AJ to gobble up.
Right.
Oh, and he also talked about like Stay Ready said, how other countries have expressed interest in hosting the Wilder Fury fight, as well as a potential Wilder AJ fight. And there's been a lot of other countries that have thrown their name in the hat, thrown their hat in the ring, or however you want to say it, in order to be able to host that fight. So me myself, I would love to see Deontay go on a world tour, reminiscent of how Ali did back in his heyday when he was going from country to country.
Yeah, salute to the brother that just come into the chat. But I just want to get this one out there real quick. So after AJ has done his kind of US press tour, he's made some comments and so forth. This news coming after that is Wilder now is essentially coming back at AJ and saying, hey, look, the Fury fight hasn't been confirmed, and he's now willing to take AJ as the fight next, but he wants 50-50. Is that kind of the narrative that's coming out of the interview?
Yes, that for the most part. The Deontay was saying, y'all was saying my profile wasn't high enough. I've taken on two monster fights back to back, meaning Ortiz and Fury, and he was saying he doesn't know any other current champions, let alone non-champions that were going through back-to-back wars like he did this past year. And he was saying that the numbers need to make sense in order for Wilder to even pay attention to what they're talking. And that whole U.S. press run that AJ did was for him to save face, because he's starting to realize, and they're starting to realize, that the heavyweight division doesn't revolve around Anthony Joshua and Anthony Joshua alone. There are other players in the game now. And in the beginning, AJ was so quick to say and point out how many options he had and how he didn't need Wilder. Well, now Wilder has options, and he doesn't need AJ.
So let's talk about the options that Wilder and Joshua have, because as of right now, I see Wilder having a possible trilogy with Fury. There's two, the rematch with Ortiz, still getting a chance at Dominic Brazil. Also, he's looking at Adam Kownacki, and you got Dillian White coming up. Even though AJ got Dillian White still ranked in the WBC as the #1 person right now. He has a lot of people to fight. What are the options for Anthony Joshua as of right now? Whoever want to go first.
Yeah, I'll go first just real quick.
Yeah, what's up with it, Fuller?
Hey, how are you doing, man?
Yeah.
Salute, Fuller, my brother.
Hey, salute to you guys.
I think that other than having the fight in the US or the UK, I think a good place to have the fight would be Nigeria. I think that would be a good look.
Indeed.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I think having a fight in Nigeria is kind of somewhat neutral grounds, because there's sensible arguments on both sides of the fence. The fight will make more money in the US, but it depends. There's a lot of people involved in making this fight happen, and it's not all about what Wilder says or what AJ says. There's a lot of moving parts to this. And money isn't everything, there's a perspective and a narrative that goes, AJ wants to, he wants to fight in the UK for the UK fans, so that the UK fans can go to the event and so forth. Yes, the money is you're going to make more money in the US, and it makes financial sense to have, the fight in the US and both fights in the US if there is a rematch clause and so forth. But AJ wants to the fight in the UK for the fans. Equally, it will be big in the US. I see arguments on both sides of the fence, but me personally, I wouldn't mind seeing the fight in Nigeria, but it's all about the infrastructure. Would Nigeria have the infrastructure to hold a fight of that magnitude? And in this day and age, I think the Nigerians, they will get on board with that fight. But in terms of UK fans and US fans traveling to Nigeria, I don't know how that would work out in reality. But I see that as an option, and I don't know whether that's been explored. But maybe some more detail could be explored in that respect.
Yeah. What do you think, Black Fight fan? Okay, hold.
Well, man, I'm gonna be 100% true with you, homie. At this point, you got to keep it true with yourself. Tyson Fury was not known in the U.S. Okay, I'm listening to a lot of these guys saying this stuff about Fury. Fury is a great persona, he is a great attribute to the sport. But as far as being in the U.S., him and Deontay Wilder sort of just sold this story to the public. The public just kind of got on dick with what they were selling, and they just kind of rolled with it equally. Now, what this did for Deontay Wilder, though, this actually elevated him as far as talking points. So at this point, in reality, Deontay Wilder can fight a lot of guys that he can make guys stars now. The Big Baby Miller fight. Big Baby Miller can make $2 or $3 million fighting Deontay Wilder on the pay-per-view at this point. With a story, you understand what I'm saying? Tyson Fury trilogy. He can fight Joe Park. He can fight Dillian White. You know what I'm saying? Deontay Wilder is in a really good position. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to go nowhere. And I heard Eddie Hearn today on the interview that basically just killed all the nonsense about the money when they was talking about Caleb Smith fighting Canelo Alvarez. And the first thing that Eddie Hearn said is that Canelo would not want to come and fight at Wembley, because that's what Canelo was talking about fighting. He would not want to come because the money is not sufficient enough in the gate, and he wouldn't make the money that he would make here in the U.S. The money is not here. Eddie Hearn himself said that what he was trying to do is he was trying to belittle and stop Canelo from coming over there and selling out Wembley. He pushing against that, but at the same time, he admitted that the money is in the UK, and I have to respectfully disagree with my brother one-on-ones. It is all about the money, bro. At the end of the day, this is prize fighting. And these dudes, and Anthony Joshua, he wants to get the biggest ticket. Deontay Wilder wants to get the biggest ticket. Anthony Joshua made a sacrifice, not for the fans, but he made a sacrifice for the Hearnses. And that's costing him at this point. You understand what I'm saying? They in full damage control because there were a bunch of miscalculations, mistrajectories. They thought they had Deontay Wilder boxed in. They thought they could just have it their way and do whatever the hell they wanted to do, and that just ain't the case. You know what I'm saying? They got outdone. They playing you when you dealing with Al Heyman and the slogan. No matter how much I hate this slogan, when I hear the little homie Earl Spence say this, or I hear the whole Floyd Mayweather say this, it's chess, not checkers. You understand what I'm saying? They are being outmaneuvered and they're being embarrassed and humiliated in the public. Eddie Hearn is essentially going to have to come back to Showtime. He's going to have to come back groveling to Steven Espinosa. Yeah, these are things that are happening right before our eyes because of bad business deals. They have completely smeared and disrupted the career of Anthony Joshua. Now they can keep him on his 8-year plan, but here's the thing: they're not going to maximize on their money. In the perfect world, and what they had claimed or felt was going to happen, they would have been able to maximize on the money. In a perfect world, Povetkin would have done much better numbers than it did. They would have sold out Wembley immediately like they did the fight. In a perfect world, but things have changed. They cracked down on certain laws from ticket scalping and different things like that. People are not disinterested. Deontay Wilder fought Tyson Fury. Tyson Fury came back from being 400 pounds and had one of the most tremendous comeback stories in sports history. Things are changing. Anthony Joshua was in a position where he could just sit back at the crib and just watch. Now he out here doing leg work, going on press tours and things like that because he has to. It's not because he wants to, it's because he has to. You understand what I'm saying? And his options are limited. He's already fought these guys. People, at the end of the day, Deontay Wilder is a circus act. He got one punch knockout power. He can literally knock a person out, and everybody has accepted that. American people, even though they saw Tyson Fury get up, they've accepted that this guy can literally touch anybody and knock them out. And it's invoked the spirit of wanting to see knockouts. So now it's in the position of where the next fight, Deontay Wilder gonna do 500,000 pay-per-view buys if he fight Tyson Fury or not. I'm just being honest with you. But the Tyson Fury fight has the potential of eclipsing 1 million pay-per-view buys or 800,000 to 900,000. And he's working, he's building his fan base, building his audience, doing the leg work. So Deontay Wilder has hella options. It's wide open for him. He don't have to fight AJ. You understand what I'm saying? And as well, in the court of public perception, AJ's a coward. AJ's ducking the fade. He don't want the fight. He's looking contradictory. Eddie Hearn is lying. It's a whole bunch of just trickery. It's getting into the point where AJ and Eddie Hearn didn't want. AJ and Eddie Hearn did not want the U.S., the mainstream U.S. to turn against them. When the mainstream U.S. is making you believes that you are a coward, that messes you up, bro. That messes you up globally. When you have late night talk show hosts and radio station hosts in America, that people that influence the culture, because you got to understand this hip hop culture, and this is worldwide. You know, this is a worldwide, this is a global thing. And the epicenter is right here in America. When you got these dudes out here calling you punks and faggots and you don't want to fight and you scared and this and that, that's going to resonate globally. You understand what I'm saying? They out here trying to clean that up. I mean, and that's my thoughts on it, bro.
Hey, AA Boxing and Blunt said Eddie Hearn said earlier that the zone had to bid on the Usyk and Bellew fight, and I thought Usyk fought was a the zone fighter. I thought Usyk signed with Matchroom too.
He's co-promoted by Matchroom.
Yeah, co-promoted.
Oh, so who is his main promoter?
But one thing about, let me tell you something. One thing about
K2.
One thing about the Eastern European fighter that you got to understand is Egis Klimas is his own boss. His claimants do whatever the hell he want to do. He got a stronghold on the UK fighters in the way that he manipulating and maneuvering these deals for these dudes. That's why it's the best. That's the best place to be if you a UK fight. I mean, not a UK, Eastern European fighter. So I don't know what. Saying it could be any kind of favorable deal that they have because of his management team. He with the right people. So, you know, these guys ain't getting boxed in and getting these whole type deals. Like you did the days of, oh man, you take the 28 million and we just do whatever we want to do with. No, Deontay Wilder ain't got to do that. That's why he don't have no promoter. That's why he not tied down to no company, bro. He's tied, he's in with being his own boss. And like he said, 50-50. And that's reasonable because Anthony Joshua cannot make that money with nobody else. He can't make the amount of money that he's gonna make, even with Tyson Fury. That's a great domestic rivalry, but it's domestic. Deontay Wilder is a global. That's a global rivalry, and that money, that $200 million cannot, or 150, 200, whatever the first one do, they can't make that nowhere else. They can't make the 75 that they would get on the half nowhere else. The 75 to 100 million, they can't make that nowhere else. They got to get this dude his 50-50. Or go over and keep fighting for 30 or 40 million, or 20 or 30 million.
And they're gonna have to. Hey, 503 cook on that.
Yeah, man. Well, you just heard the trio general, man. He just put it down for y'all boys, man. Yeah, it's getting real in the field, man. This Wilder and Fury fight, man, then sparked a whole lot of controversy, and it got dudes doing shit they ain't never done before. And shout out to Al Heyman, man, the PBC, man. All these busters and marks thought these died, and you know it wasn't gonna be no more PBC and all that, man. We in your face once again, you know what I'm saying? And I just can't wait to see Earl and the Charlos and all these young boys in the position of Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? I know it's gonna take a little bit more, you know what I'm saying, but you know, Anthony Joshua, man, he in a bad situation, man, because now you got to come out, you got to fight Big Baby Miller, Eddie Hearn, you know, coming up with these lies and alibis just for you to stay relevant. You know what I'm saying? And it's not looking good for Eddie Hearn and Matchroom, man. And you got you got Golden Boy over there now with the DAZN. You know what I'm saying? So it's a lot of pressure on Eddie Hearn right now. The zone didn't pick up the Dillian White Chisora 2 fight. Showtime bought the rights to that. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, them people over there not playing with Eddie Hearn, no, man. They were banking on Anthony Joshua and Deontay Wilder fighting on the Zone app. You know what I'm saying? And the way it's looking like it's not gonna happen on that app, man. So don't be surprised if you don't see Eddie Hearn on the Zone no more in about another year or two. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be crawling back on his legs and his feet.
Man,
on his hands and his feet to Al Heyman, though, man. You know what I'm saying? He gonna be crawling back. Yeah, he gonna be crawling back to Espinoza, begging to get back on Showtime. Please, mate. Please put me back on Showtime. I do whatever you want, mate. I'm telling you, man, because the DAZN is trying to get American money. That app was created for guys like me, for guys like Stay Ready, Black Fight Fan, you know what I'm saying, the all fella dudes that's over here in America. That app was not made for the British people.
I'm in Canada, bro.
Yeah, the odd fella in Canada.
Oh, okay. I didn't know you was in Canada, but yeah, man, that app was made for people like us, man. And if them numbers don't start showing up, man, them boys gonna be in trouble, bro. Period, man. Them people ain't give you all that money to fool around and play with, and that's what you doing.
I don't think they gave him all that money to begin with. Like, where do you see where did that $1 billion go if they gave it to him?
Not off the rip.
He had to pay AJ off the rip, if you ask me. I think he paid AJ some of that.
But he only gave AJ a $140 million contract.
Right. Hey, and one thing we gotta keep in mind, and shout out to Fanon because he kind of broke it down this morning on his live stream, bro. Is that a lot of people got this misconception that DAZN cut $1 million check and just handed it to Eddie Hearns, or they direct deposited that into his bank account. No, that wasn't the case, man. They set up $1 million, quote unquote, $1 billion budget to be allocated towards the fights that Matchroom, Richard Schaefer with the World Boxing Super Series, and now even with Golden Boy. Fanon was pointing out that a portion of that $1 billion deal has been allocated for Canelo and Golden Boy. You know, so everybody that's out there that's thinking, hey, well, Eddie Hearn got $1 billion to play with and just spend and run rampant with. No, he doesn't. He doesn't. They're basically giving him that money out in stipends, you know, as needed to pay fighters, to secure venues, to win purse bids, whatever the case may be. And one other thing I was gonna say, man, in terms of Wilder and AJ, man, Wilder is standing true and fulfilling everything, you know, that he was supposed to fulfill in terms of giving the American public and the boxing world, you know, what he said he's gonna do. Every time you hear Wilder fight, what is he talking about? I knock people out in dramatic fashion. There's not been a single fighter that I've faced that hadn't touched the canvas. You know what I'm saying? And AJ isn't known as a knockout artist. So as long as Wilder keeps putting people on the canvas, KOing people in dramatic fashion, you know, the people are going to continue to flock and his popularity is going to grow. It kind of takes my mind back to Mike Tyson, man. People wasn't buying Tyson pay-per-views to see his boxing skills. We were trying to see, you know, who was going to be the next victim to hit the canvas. And a lot of times you mess around and go to the kitchen and get something to drink and the fight will be over. We be cussing and fussing, but we bought the next pay-per-view so we could see who was going to be the next victim to hit the canvas, you know? So Deontay Wilder is staying true to form, and he made a statement in an interview today. He said that when AJ faces me, AJ is going to have to be perfect for 12 rounds. I only got to be perfect for 2 seconds, long enough to hit him with that bomb and put him down on the canvas. You know, so the American public, you know, the hardcores already know, but the casuals that are coming on board and new fans, they're gonna tune in to see, okay, well, who's this dude that's knocked out, you know, 39 people and put down everybody that he's faced. We want to know who this is. We want to see that. Is he going to keep doing that? And as long as he continues to keep doing that, man, his profile is going to continue to grow, continue to elevate, and he's going to have that same notoriety that Tyson had when Tyson was in his heyday.
Hey, I agree. I kind of agree with that. I can't take nothing away from what you said right there, because that's actually exactly what we was looking for with Tyson. Was a knockout, and what round he was going to knock him out in.
Yeah.
Let's look at Tyson's. Look, bro. Let's run down his opponents, though. I mean, yeah. I'm not saying that to knock Tyson down. I'm just saying, like, it was never about the opponents. Once they look at you for entertainment value and purposes, they don't really. Once you the guy, you the guy. Yeah, I mean, who knew who Chino? Even with Floyd, who knew who Chino Maidana was and Andre Berto, like a regular fan. Nobody knew them dudes, man. Like regular.
Who knew who Canelo was?
Who knew who he was, bro? Those were people that we were brought yourself, and that's what Wilder has done with this Fury fight. Because that's what I'm saying. And see, a lot of people don't really understand it. We still kind of stuck in this like this boxing mindset. No, man. When you become the reality TV star or the person that everybody knows, people are going to pay to see you. They want to see you. You understand what I'm saying? And Deontay Wilder got freakish power, weird power. He got a weird build. He's from Alabama. The same things that was working against him is now going to be in his favor. And see, that's what I was saying from the jump. See, this is the thing about America, man. America is weird like that, and that's why I was saying about AJ and them poking the sleeping giant. Now all of a sudden they in a position to where they are minuscule when it comes to market and money. Now it's man, it ain't about the money and no, bro. No, 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 no. You was just big time in me telling me that you call the shots and you gonna freeze me out and you the biggest draw, and now you on this whole backtrack and talking about how much money I'm gonna walk away with after I pay for the lights. What? You know, I mean, bro, come on, man. I mean, like at the end of the day, you know what I'm saying? Wilder, it don't matter if he get on there and fight Dominic Brazil next or Tyson Fury. He go out there and knock Tyson Fury out in dominating fashion. They have a trilogy or they have a rematch and he knocked Fury out like he was supposed to. People gonna buy Dominic Brazil. Dominic Brazil gonna get paid millions of dollars. He probably would have got paid $500,000 or $600,000 fighting Wilder last year. This fight, when he finally fight Wilder, that hoe gonna be a millionaire off of Wilder.
Yep.
You're right, big homie. Bro. Hey, Black Fight fan, you're right, big homie. You're right about that. Like, I mean, people don't understand that. Like, Wilder kept his nose to the grind. He's grinded the entire time. No matter people called him chicken legs, bum squat, or whatever, he stayed true to the form. Anthony Joshua was just big dude who couldn't flush. You know what I'm saying? Like, oh, I'm the man. I'm this. You know what I'm saying? I'm boxing. No, you're just a local star over in the UK. That's all you were. The dude that had 3 belts. You could have, you know what I'm saying? You could have made a name for yourself. You'd have been came over here to the States, but you and Eddie Hearn thought y'all had it mapped out along with Barry Hearns. And now y'all see that y'all don't. Now if Tyson Fury came back in and looked great in that fight against Wilder, you know what I'm saying? And that was the big key right there. And they did more than what Showtime expected. And the buzz is still going on to this day, whereas like people didn't realize Lomachenko was fighting, didn't want to really talk about Canelo. They still talking about Wilder and Fury. Wilder's built his profile because, and the scary part about it is the man came in the ring at 209 pounds on fight night and still put a man 260 pounds down like it wasn't nothing.
Easy.
Yep.
Hey,
that's scary. That's the scary part. So if he come in at like 225, 230 next time and do what he's supposed to do and stick to the game plan, it's lights out. Anthony Joshua, you had no choice but to come over here. But I heard, I forgot who was, they said it was going to be like 503 Lions said like in about another year, Eddie Hearn will be off of the zone. I give it to after Cinco de Mayo, and they're going to get rid of him.
It's going to be about April 13th where he had a Kell Brook Amir Khan fight. That's when he's going to get let go. It's going to be right around that time. Hey, matter of fact, Black Fight fan, speaking of Dominic Brazil, man, you see where he came out on the boxing scene yesterday, and he's pissed off because they dropped him to number 4, and he's baffled because he's still the mandatory. But he said he's gonna go. He said he gonna go out there and he gonna try to destroy. He gonna try to destroy Carlos
Negron.
Yeah. He's going. He said I plan to violently release my frustrations upon Carlos Negron.
Yeah, I seen him saying that, man, and I mean it's good for him. You know, like I said, at the end of the day, these guys can say whatever they want. They can diss Wilder, maybe Miller, Dominic Brazil, but now here it is. Like I said, when them hoes fight Wilder gonna make them hoes rich. Them hoes would have never got that kind of money before fighting on Wilder. And them hoes ain't helped. They ain't done nothing. They ain't built their profile. They ain't fought each other. They were just sitting around being a bunch of fat hoes. All of them. You understand what I'm saying? And then really, to tell you the truth, them hoes don't deserve nothing. But you know what? Wilder, being the champion that he is, he gonna pay them hoes right, give them what they just do is, and let them eat. He's not gonna talk about freezing them out and talk about all this old bull crap hiding and going on. He gonna treat them like a proper opponent, just like he did Luis Ortiz. You understand what I'm saying? I'm sick of these dudes. They're a bunch of fat hoes, and that, like I said, I can't wait till they get in the ring with Wilder and he knock all them fags out one by one. You understand what I'm saying? And so, like I said, but in the grand scheme of things, Dominic Brazil, he ought not be mad about nothing. He needs to sit down and shut up and let Wilder fight Fury and let them. And like I said, after he fight Fury, that fat hoe gonna get $1 or $2 million when he would have never touched $1 million last year. Now he's finna be a millionaire fighting Wilder. All of them, they all gonna be millionaires fighting Wilder. All of them.
Hey homie,
they gonna need to be.
You know what the crazy part is though, Black Fight fan? It depends on how the Wilder Fury pay-per-view sell. They might get more than that, but I mean, they still gonna get concussed. So about half
Exactly.
of that,
After they get that work,
exactly half of that money gonna go to their medical bills. You know what I'm saying? To see make sure they don't have CTE or nothing. You know, because Dominic Brazil
indeed.
got to come. Dominic Brazil got it. He gonna have it worse than Fury because that's personal between him and Wilder. You know, that's a personal issue. It's real personal,
Hey,
and you still run.
Lawrence Williams just said Carlos Negron is a former Olympian at 6'6", 240, and he's training with the King Kong Ortiz team right now. So
Dominic Brazil better not take him lightly because he mess around because we all know Dominic Brazil gets clipped, and he
It's
better
going to
hope
be
that
a slug.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I say I think it's going to be a slugfest. I think we might see a replication of Brazil
and Uganu,
and Izu Ugono. Yeah, exactly.
That's the thing, though. Dominic Brazil has to realize, though, you can't keep getting into slugfest with other big dudes your size. It's gonna fail you one day, and he better hope Deontay Wilder don't get that body on him because the way it's looking, it'll mess around and beat him. Like honestly, I'm not saying there's no joke, but Deontay Wilder gonna go in there with vitriol and anger. He gonna mess around and turn that dude lights out permanently in front of his wife and kids. And that's no joke.
But I mean, but talking about Brazil, what else is he gonna do besides brawl? Because his boxing skills are average at best.
So I mean, but my thing is this though, Roughhouse. If you 6'7", but my thing is this: if you 6'7", you can start, you know, saying boxing somewhere, you know, boxing behind the jab because most of the people you come in the ring with, you're tall. Then keep distance, but he uses his head. He used that Jarrett Hurd defense. Use your head as your defense. But thing is though, Jarrett Hurd fighting at 154, Dominic Brazil fighting at heavyweight.
Mm-hmm.
But see, Dominic Brazil, there's a slug. That's all he do is slug.
Right.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying.
He don't know how to do nothing else.
So he would be lucky if he'd be lucky if he make it to. He'd be lucky if he make it to honestly to 35 in boxing. Really 33. Right. I'm being honest.
I'm just saying, but it's not like he's gonna. It's not like all of a sudden this next fight against Negron, we're gonna see this masterclass boxing performance from him.
No, but and that's another reason why he has to take so much time off after his fights. Because you gotta let your brain heal.
Let me say this. I don't know if y'all been paying attention to Dominic Brazil, and I'm not trying to be funny. I mean, I'm sure not trying to be funny after Adonis Stevenson, but look at the Dominic Brazil interviews and look at his speech patterns.
Yeah.
Check his speech patterns.
Hey, Black, hey, big homie, you're right. I've noticed that. Like seriously, like all joking aside.
What you saying? You saying it's starting? You starting to show the signs?
Yeah, he's been started. It's been started. He wars too much. That last fight with Joshua. I mean, listen, man. Amir Mansour and Dominic Brazil with the war. Yeah. The only when Amir Mansour almost bit his tongue out. I hate he quit. That I mean, but he went to war with him. He went to. I mean, you gotta understand these is real deal dudes. He went to war with Anthony Joshua. Got knocked out. Who else he go to war with? Amir Mansour, Anthony Joshua,
Amir Mansour,
Ngannou. Ngannou. Did he Gerald Washington? All these fights was wars. And I mean, I'm not trying to be funny, but you can really look at look at his interview when listen to an interview with him before the Mansour fight, and listen to his last interview when he was at the Watkins deal with Danny Garcia and them. Listen to him talk up there on the stage. That's all you got to do.
And that's what I'm saying.
Man, Dominic Brazil needs to stay in his lane, man, and fight, you know, them Whites and Trezoras and all of that. I do not want to see Derek Chisora. I do not want to see Dominic Brazil take up precious time trying to fight Wilder or Fury or any of the top four, man. Them guys need to be busy trying to fight each other. Ortiz, Wilder.
Yeah, but the whole thing is this though.
Brazil
the unfortunate thing, Brazil is a mandatory, so you know. You got to fight your mandatory, you know. I mean, after if Wilder take care of Fury, then I mean, after Dominic Brazil, you might shouldn't. I was, and I'm not joking when I say this. I am being honest, gentlemen. I'm being so serious when I say this. I would tell Dominic Brazil, think about giving your mandatory position up because Deontay Wilder has life-altering power, And if he come in even at 225 or 220, and that man hitting you like that, oh, you're not gonna be able to take them punch like you did against Uganu or Mansoor or anybody else. He's going to turn your lights out, and he's going to give you probably like a grade 1 or a grade 2 concussion. He's going to hurt you.
Hey, stay ready.
And I'm being serious when I say that.
And Dominic Brazil deserves. Dominic Brazil been waiting for over a year. He keep getting pushed out. He got to get his mandatory out. He deserves his fight when his time comes. He been on the sideline. He let him go. He gave him the Joshua situation. He was willing to wait for that. He actually waited through the negotiations. He waited for the Fury. Let him take the Fury fight. No complaints. Now they're gonna do the rematch. He's gonna accept that. And if Joshua decides to fight Wilder, he's gonna wait again. So he gotta get his. They gotta give him his spot, bro. He gotta get there.
I mean, yeah, he do. But we all know though the WBC. Even if he, you know what I'm saying, Wilder beats Fury in the rematch, then he get Joshua, then they get Joshua in the rematch, WBC gonna make him wait because they want them sanctioning fees. They want that bread.
Indeed.
Yeah,
But ain't he getting step aside money the whole time?
No, he's not. Step aside money.
No, he's not.
The only way you get step aside money is if the fight is ordered.
Yep.
And they have not ordered no fight, so he ain't getting nothing.
He just got the mandatory fight when he fought Eric Molina. That was just in November last year. He only had it for a year. He ain't had it that long.
Yeah.
But look at it. Look how long Elena Alvarez had it though. Honestly. Yeah. What that mean with the WBC?
He got paid though. He got paid though.
Alvarez was taking step aside money though. He was getting that paid for the step to the left.
I mean, true, and that's you're right. That's totally different. But I was along the lines of the WBC ordered that, and yeah, he was paying him step aside money, but they still let it slide because they could have been like, no, you can't get no step aside money. You got to fight your mandatory now or be stripped, and they didn't. And with Deontay Wilder, WBC, they see dollar signs like they see with Canelo, and so we all know WBC. You know what I'm saying, is about that bread. They about the dinero first and foremost. So if after after Wilder takes care of Fury. You know, if him and Joshua don't get made, then okay, you're down in Brazil. Yeah, you gonna get your fight, but I guarantee you're gonna regret getting that fight because your wife and kids gonna be crying, man. I'm serious, and he's not thinking about his wife and kids. You know what I'm saying? He's blinded. He don't realize like, man, my style with Wilder style is like oil and water. They don't mix. Wilder gonna grease it.
I'm like 100%.
I'm like this, man, and I said it yesterday when we were talking about Earl and Mikey, bro. I'm different. Now, I'm a fan of public executions. That dude want to walk the green mile. I want to see it. I want to see him get served up by Deontay Wilder. You know what I'm saying? Especially with the personal aspect of it, the out of the ring aspect of it. They can build that up into something big, man. So. Like I said, I like to see puppies get hit by trucks. You know what I'm saying? I'm that dude that love to see the bugs fly into the bug zapper. That's just me. I want to see that dude.
We might not even get there.
I want to
not even get there with this Negron dude. We might not even get there.
I'm gonna say this. My first video on YouTube was me talking to Dominic Brazil because I want to see him go ahead and get his He been asking for this ass whooping, and I want to see him go and get it. I want to see him go ahead and get it. Even though I don't think it's gonna last, but maybe a round or two. But I want to see him go and get this ass whooping because he's been begging for it, and he's done so much shit to trying to take Deontay Wilder to court. And then
hey man, you guys are ruthless, man. You guys are ruthless, man.
No, we're not ruthless because you know why? If you a heavyweight boxer. And somebody disrespect your family, you want to take them to court? No, I'm not going to tell you. Let me get your ass in the ring. I got to whoop your ass in this ring. Yeah. Damn, taking you to court. You know what I'm saying? That's what punks do. That's some punk stuff.
Hey man,
it's going to be the same outcome.
Wilder. Dominic Brazil fighting Wilder will be akin to someone taking a double-barrel shotgun to the face at point-blank range, man.
That's not my problem.
Hey, you should have got out of line of fire. That's on you. So he asking for it. He wanted. Guess what? Give it to him,
sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Same principle as Mikey calling out Spence. Hey man, if
real talk. Go get it.
Then yeah, I agree with you. But that's
I think Mikey.
Someone needs to speak to the boy. What do you not need to speak to him? Because that's
Mike,
not going to be a good.
I think Mikey go longer distance than Dominic Brazil do when he fights Wilder.
Oh yeah.
Hey,
Yeah, I mean, absolutely.
hey, I'm finna. I gotta dip out, man. Y'all get ready for that Smoke City, man. I'm gonna be listening to y'all, man. I appreciate everybody. It's good to hear from my homie, my young homie, the young line 503 line. What's up, homie? My homeboy, my brother Carl Burrell, and my kinfolk. Stay ready. Shout out to the brother, the Odd Fella, and my brother Rough House Boxing, and the brother 101. Man, I enjoyed you, brother. Thank you for enlightening me and giving me so much information on the UK market, man. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. And shout out to, I think that brother was full of sports, man. Thank y'all, man. I really enjoyed y'all, bro.
Black,
all right, be safe, Black.
Hey, the Smoke City Mobcast gonna be on 78 channel tonight.
Okay. I'll be listening to it, man. I got to get out here and get my feet muddied, man. It's good talking to y'all boys, man. For real,
All
for
right,
real.
bro.
Salute, fans.
Stay up, bro.
Already.
We ain't gonna be on too much longer because I know 78 come on at 7.
Already.
Yeah. I had to get my kinfolk on this thing, man.
Hey, Rough House. I feel you on the same way. Like, I mean, a public execution, a savage beating. I mean, that's my shit right there. Like, that's why I like, you know what I'm saying, UFC when John Jones will beat the hell out of somebody or Cain Velasquez. You know what I'm saying? You know, I mean, I love that. So, I mean, I'm all for that. But I'm up here looking at I'm looking at the man like wife and kids. Like, you're gonna get dead like this in front of your wife and kids. But guess what though? You asked for it.
You asked for it.
Serve that motherfucker a plate of ass whooping and CTE and life-threatening illness. Fuck him. Let God sort him out.
Hey,
just like you said,
sort him out.
Now you know what?
Hold on, Rough.
Go ahead.
Hey, Fooler, you been quiet as hell over there, man. You ain't gonna say nothing.
No, man. I'm just like chilling, listening to y'all about it and stuff like that. I mean, you already know how I feel about AJ. You know, he's straight coward. You know, I'm not interested in an AJ Wilder fight at this time. I mean, I think he should fight him down the line, make him wait, like pull an Eddie Hearn on Eddie Hearn. You know, that's why I think. Yeah, that's why I think he should do, because like at this point in time, AJ reminds me of that little girl that, you know, you in elementary school you write a letter to. Like AJ's like that guy who writes the little girl a letter asking, "Do you like me?" and check the yes box or check the no box. He's basically like desperate like at this time. So I'd rather just ignore like Eddie Hearn and AJ and just let them like just continue to like be in panic mode, you know, because what they did to us fans is not really right either. You know, you can't like just like promise one thing and just keep on doing another thing. You know, we're gonna see the pattern, and then like we're gonna be like, okay, well, you know, you want to do that? You want to be the boy who cried wolf? Then okay, then we got something for you. I mean, because some fans like will say we don't want to see this fight. You know, that's why Canelo is talking about fighting Callum Smith now, because we don't want to see him fight Mayweather again. It was the first time. He got the brakes beaten off of him. In fact, there's a new hashtag called Whoop Canelo Wednesday. You know?
Yeah.
We don't want to see these fights, man.
No, we want to see Canelo fight Jamal Charlo. That's what we want to see. So he either quit trying to duck and dodge and step up and fight and step into the lion's den. And either he gonna step up or he gonna get victimized, which we all know he's going to get victimized. You know what I'm saying? This is a season of victimization. So all they're trying to, I don't see him. Jamal Charlo to come up to him and spit in his goddamn face. Call him a pinche mayate.
We're not gonna see that fight, bro. He's gonna create his new division, catchweight division, like he usually does, man. We ain't seen that fight. I made a video about it. What Charlo needs to do, I said in the video, he needs to do some radical stuff. He needs to say, hey man, either you tell him to fight me or vacate the belt, or I'm suing you guys. He needs to get in WBC's face. He needs to pull Maurice Suleiman's card. He has to go to that.
do.
He has
I
to
agree
go
with
to
that.
that extreme, because the
I
way
agree
they're
with that.
doing it is like they're going to keep on doing it. Like they're going to keep on doing him like that, because the thing is, the reality is this, and people are not going to like me for saying it, but they don't want to see a young black guy, freedom of speech, cocky, can back up how he talks, delivers on his promises. They don't want to see that guy in the house, in a lot of people's house, man. They're trying to protect their interests. And if Canelo is on his like bucket list of a guy he beat, then that's even worse for the WBC. So that's why they're trying to block it, because they don't like Deontay Wilder already, man. Like the boxing world doesn't really like Deontay Wilder, bro. I haven't heard.
I can't say the boxing world don't like him, man, because as of right now, he is the man.
But
in boxing.
look. I haven't heard like one reputable guy who has been a boxer before, or who is like really into the sport, say anything good about him. I've only heard these guys like hate on him, bro. I've heard very few good things from fighters about Deontay Wilder, man. I'm dead serious.
But most of the fighters you hear negative things from aren't fighters with the PBC. And if it is a fighter with the PBC, it's Dominic Breazeale. That's the only one. The rest of them aren't fighters with the PBC. And those fighters are mostly hating black fighters or old fighters like Mike Tyson, Andre Ward, Timothy Bradley, those fighters right there. But when you get fighters like Evander Holyfield, Lennox Lewis, they support the brother. Keith Thurman support him. You got fighters that support him. It's a bunch of these hating fighters that don't like him because he's doing what they can't do in a style that they don't approve of. But one thing you gotta agree about Deontay Wilder, he's got power, one punch power that's like no other. And if he touch you, you going to sleep. If you're not going to sleep, half your body gonna be paralyzed, and you just won't be able to move. You're gonna be looking crazy or having a fucking seizure.
Hey, real talk, and that's the whole thing. And I'm like, you know, saying Dominic Breazeale can hate all he wants to, but like I said before, it's gonna be his judgment day very soon, and that's if he beats this Carlos Negron dude. If this dude training Luis Ortiz, it's gonna be a tougher fight than Dominic Breazeale think. And you know the way he take punishment, hell. He might not even be able to fight Wilder this year because of the beatings or the punishment that he take in his fights, and that's me being honest.
Mm-hmm. And you know what's funny is this is what might be crazy. Just after this Fury fight, let's say he take this Fury fight, it happens in May. Let's just say it happens in April or May. Take the Fury fight. Dominic Breazeale gets beat up badly. But he wins the fight. He gets a stoppage like he always do, like he did in the Eric Molina fight. They mess around and make that fight for September. You think he's gonna be ready come September?
Oh no,
he is an older fighter.
Oh no.
Nah, he's gonna have to sit out for a year and a half and try to recoup.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm saying about Dominic Breazeale. Like every time he has a fight, he has to take at least 9 months at the earliest to a year off. He get his brains beat in. And people not looking at that like, so if your brain's beating like this, say if you do, win this fight and you get the hell beat out, you say the order for September, you take it in September. That's a one round. Deontay Wilder going, but man, it's the verdict.
3 times and they never did answer.
Yeah. Hey, Callie, what's up, Callie? Welcome to the chat, man.
Right. So it must have been Robert then.
I see him, but I don't hear him.
What's up, man?
What's going on, my brother?
Whatever it was.
Oh, man.
Mute your mic. Mute your mic.
I would. Yeah. If you're
hold on one second.
I got it. Oh, I was feeling muted. But it's all good.
Okay. There we go. Okay. Yeah, man. So what you guys talking about?
Man,
tickets to live stream.
The whole conversation really been about Deontay Wilder, the interview he had with the Boxing Voice. talked about some of the stuff that Eddie Hearn talked about in his interviews today. You know, a few talking points. You had an article. Dominic Brazil said he's frustrated because he's ranked. They've got him ranked 4, but yet he's still the mandatory. So he's gonna take his frustrations out on Carlos Negron. But
Hey, you know, it's funny. Speaking of that, I spoke to Carlos Negron's trainer, who was also Luis Ortiz's trainer.
oh yeah, that's what we was talking
this
about.
afternoon. No, I did an interview with him. That's gonna be coming up. I'm gonna be posting that. I spoke to him about basically, it wasn't really about. I didn't speak about Luis. I didn't ask him about Carlos Negron. He didn't have a lot of time, but we pretty much went into the Klitschko's. We spoke about Anthony Joshua, Dillian White. We spoke about Joe Joyce. We spoke about Anthony Joshua and the Deontay Wilder situation. I mean, it was juicy, man. It's about 12 minutes and it's juicy. Let's put it that way, man. It's some good content out of that. So I'm gonna edit that, man. I don't know if I'm gonna put it out tonight or something, maybe tomorrow. But yeah, it was some good content, man. You know, they're tired. Let's put it that way, man. They're tired, man. Definitely tired, man. But I had to get at Luis Ortiz's team because of some of my subscribers, man. Because I did a video about dudes ducking them. And they were really telling me, all Luis Ortiz does is fight bombs. I said, well, he has to fight whoever will fight him. I said, you guys make excuses. Dudes duck him. He said, I mean, do you talk about him not fighting nobody? Well, he has to fight somebody.
Hey, Cali, there seems to be a similar pattern with a lot of my Cuban brothers, you know.
Yeah.
They struggle to get fights, you know, my man Rigo, you know, Lara and stuff. It seems to be a bit of a pattern, you know. And I'm glad you corrected them on this business about Luis Ortiz fighting bums. He hasn't got no people on his resume. So yeah, you need to check them straight up.
Yeah, because he's like, well, he needs to get better competition. I said, well, do you forget he tried to fight Joseph Parker, tried to fight Alexander Povetkin, tried to fight Dillian White, tried to fight Anthony Joshua. You know what I'm saying? So tried to fight Dominic Brazil. You know, all these dudes that people consider to be top shelf dudes, he tried to fight all them dudes. They said no. He can't force them to fight. He could try to get them to fight. But then when man, I can tell you this, man. It's some real juicy stuff. Though, like I tell you, man. Yeah. He gonna go. They tell you about the Dillian White situation, the real situation, man. You're gonna really understand, man. So I cannot wait to.
What I want to know is what's up with this Joe Joyce situation. Joe Joyce, the one screaming and calling him out in the press conference into the public. But he hasn't responded back. Has anybody heard anything from?
No, he hasn't. I spoke to his manager all the time. They said they've heard nothing back from Richard Schaefer or anybody off with Team Joyce about that fight. So, like I said, I speak to Javier Jimenez every single day, man.
Because to be honest with you, that would be a great fight on the Wilder undercard. That would be a great co-main event.
It would be
Ortiz and Joe Joyce. That would be a great co-main event.
Joe Joyce hasn't said a thing. Joe Joyce has been silent ever since Luis Ortiz agreed to fight him.
He wasn't expecting.
Hey, Cali, ain't that expected?
Yeah, but no. That's the funny thing is that Javier told me. He actually told me. He said, "Man, you know, hold on, just chill. We think it's the same situation as the Dillian White situation." He said, "All these dudes talk a lot of ish, but when it's time to fight, they all run."
Quiet as a church mouse. I know that. That nigga been quiet as a church mouse.
Man, it's sad, bro. It's pathetic. That's why
it is. You see, Joe Joyce, man. I truly believe, I genuinely believe that, you know, it was the heat of the moment. He's on the world stage. The cameras are on him. The crowd is screaming. And
no. Because you forget, he brought him up. Let me say this. He brought him up back in September, man.
Yes,
he brought him
exactly,
up. Sanchez brought him up before.
Oh, right. Well,
yeah,
you know,
this back in September.
As my man Roughhouse said, yeah, look, fuck it. If you're stupid enough to call out a man like Ortiz, you think he's over the hill and all of that. All right, then come. Let's
get that work. Go get that work.
Ortiz, not Ortiz. Joe Joyce, where he's 6 fights in, he came into boxing late. He hasn't got much of an amateur background, and you've got the audacity to, of all people, you've got the audacity to call out Luis Ortiz, bro. Stay in your lane. Who's advising this guy? Who's in this guy's corner? But anyway, as you said, you know, it's
David Hayes. Don't forget, David Hayes also. David Hayes is one of his advisors, and so is Shelly Finkle. And Richard
Yeah,
Schaefer is
well,
his
as you
promoter.
said, it's been crickets
And
ever since
disabled
Ortiz was
Chance
spotted.
as is
He's
his
Al Haymon
trainer.
Chipper.
Yeah. Hey, Callie, man, in regards to what you were saying about people talking about who has he fight, we've been seeing from Deontay Wilder to the Charlo brothers, Errol Spence, Luis Ortiz, you know, that same argument's been brought up about, well, they ducking so-and-so, who have they fought, and all of this and that. And I told a bunch of cats on my channel, man, don't y'all understand that if these dudes were as easy work as y'all say they are, that these boxers would see that, and these boxers will break their neck to run through them dudes.
If easy, you know what I'm saying? Mediocre fighters get tons of work. Mediocre fighters get tons of work. It's easy for them to get work.
It's easy, you know what I'm saying? And Luis Ortiz has that label, that moniker as being a boogeyman. That's a scalp you want on your mantle. So if you
don't forget, he's also a southpaw on top of all of that, man. Very technically skilled and a southpaw.
Right, but I'm saying
I know we're talking about Luis Ortiz right now, but you just said something that I've been meaning to bring up a long time ago. Goddamn, Sean Porter said Errol
Spence is the boogeyman.
What the fuck? Like literally, what the fuck?
But he also brought up the fact that Errol Spence is a southpaw on that, which is true. Dude, let's keep it 100. We've known that about the sport of boxing for a long time. Southpaws are guys that dudes don't want to fight, man. It's just a fact. They have the toughest time getting fights.
I can get that. I get with that. But at the same time, man, you don't come out in public and say that.
Right.
Not when you're the WBC welterweight champion. I mean, that looked like you're a straight hoe.
That's giving a man too much respect.
Did you guys see what he said that on? Let me give it to you in the full context, because he said it on the PBC, inside PBC boxing. On Fox. So when he said it in the context, he was asked that question. He said he's known as the boogeyman. But if you listen to him talk about it, he said, man, they said, are you afraid? He said, no, he's not afraid of him. He said, this is what the fans, he was basically saying, this is what the fans say he is. So it's not me. I'm not just trying to say, but I'm just trying to give it to you in full context. They just did an article about it in Boxing Scene, but that's what Sean Porter was getting to.
I watched that live when it came on. And when he said that,
when you have an opportunity to fight him and you haven't,
he's perceived to be the boogeyman, but I wouldn't have even acknowledged that. You know what I'm saying?
You don't. Not when you're a possibility of an opponent.
Oh no, an opponent.
Yeah. So now when you fight and y'all get beat up or something like that, they're gonna immediately go to that clip and say you were scared.
And
I know that they finally announced Gervonta Davis Abner Mares February 9th at the StubHub Center in LA.
Yeah. I'm glad to see him actually headlining the fight.
Yeah, he gonna massacre Abner Mares. That's a massacre waiting to happen.
I'm probably gonna make my way down to that, man. That's just something. That's just too much to pass up, man. It's right down to LA. I know it's gonna happen too, man. Because I'm not trying to be funny, but I caught hell from this dude who's half Puerto Rican Mexican and work up a job. He said, "You always picking the brother." I said, "No, I'm picking the dudes who are the better fighters." Gary Russell Jr. was gonna beat the brakes off of Leo Santa Cruz. You see, he pulled out. He knew what was gonna happen. Abner,
man, I'm like this, bro. You got. Damn,
what you looking at and see? Then I don't know what I'm talking about. I said I covered it.
Somebody opening up a Snickers.
Oh, my bad, bro.
Hey,
yeah, but those three fights that I just named, to me, the most competitive fight out of that is Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz. I think Gary Russell stopped Leo Santa Cruz.
I didn't hear you blanked out. That's what I was trying to tell you. You blanked out.
Oh, I did? Okay, well, this is what I was saying. I said, this dude is half Mexican, half Puerto Rican up at my job, man. We argued about this back in the summer. He was talking about, he said, you always picking the brothers, because I said, who you think is going to win those fights? Abner Mares versus Gervonta Davis, Leo Santa Cruz versus Gary Russell Jr., and Mikey Garcia versus Errol Spence. I said, man, all the brothers gonna win. I said, first thing, if you want to look at it from the size standpoint, two of the three brothers are much bigger than the other two guys, than the two Mex. Gervonta is bigger than Abner Mares, and then Earl is way bigger than and Mikey Garcia. And then we think about it, they can fight, bro. They can fight. They're the top of the division. when it comes to actual skill, ability, and just flat out dominance. Then you throw in Gary Russell Jr., who is a boogeyman. Dudes don't even want to fight him either, man. I mean, Leo Santa Cruz don't want no smoke, man. He know which dudes can beat him up, man. He been avoiding them type of dudes, which is why he talked about he want to fight Carl Frampton again because he's like, and I like, man, that's a tough fight, but I don't feel like I'm gonna get destroyed by like the way I think Gary Russell destroyed.
Yeah. Oh, did you disappear again?
You went out again, Callie.
So, yeah.
Yeah, you disappeared again.
Disappeared again. Oh man.
It's all good, man. We know what you were saying.
The rapture.
Shit.
But yeah, man, like I said, man, them dudes, them three brothers, man, to me, all three of those fights end up in stoppages, in my opinion, man. All three of those fights. The first thing, though, I don't know if the Gary Russell, Leo Santa Cruz fight gonna happen because that dude be scary as hell, especially his daddy. His daddy be the main one scary.
Hey, Callie, did you hear what he said? This Santa Cruz thought something he want to fight whoever the hell he fighting, which ain't important. I don't know his name. They talked some Carl Frampton at the end of the year, Gary Russell Jr. I'm like, man, when's the last time Leo Santa Cruz fought 3 times in 1 year? Man, get the hell out of here.
Hey, Callie, I was gonna say, man, when Tank beat the brake fluid up out of Abner Mares, you go back to work, just walk up to dude, stand in front of him, and just look at him. Don't say nothing, just look at him. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna be like, yeah, he lost. I know.
Yeah, first time I saw him the first time in a while because I switched shifts because I'm on day shift now. I used to see him when I was on swing shift because he's an engineer. He's a swing shift engineer. Yeah, but I haven't seen him because he used to try to talk boxing with me. Like, dude, you can't out-talk boxing with me, man. He said, I've seen more boxing than you. I said, but you can't out-talk me, man. You don't know more. You may have seen more because you're older.
Yeah. But Callie, he get you went out again, Callie.
Oh man, let me say it again. Like I said, he used terms like runner when he was talking about Floyd Mayweather. I said, look, man, I don't even care for Floyd, man. But I mean, Floyd did not run against Canelo Alvarez. He walked him down.
Beat the shit out of him. No, but what they failed to see, what Mexicans fail to realize is the sport of boxing, the sweet science is called hit and don't get hit. Not get concussed, not have CTE, turn into a drug addict or alcoholic because of your brain injuries. And they tell them, oh, he's a runner. No, they're not. It's called a boxer for a reason. And he can say like this, he tried to accuse us, you picking the brothers because you're black. I told him, well, you picking Mexican because you're Mexican. So what?
Right.
Well, that's what they always do that, but then they like.
And I do that, but I tell them, I tell them in the door. I don't have to do shit. I tell them, fuck y'all. Yeah, I'm picking the brother because he's a black man, and I don't go against a black man.
I said, no, I'm not even worried about it because, like I said, I know what I'm talking about, and like I said, he doesn't. He over there considers some of these slugfests to be. It wasn't that a great fight when when Alex Sato fought his not Maurice Hooker, but the fighter but his opponent prior to that, he said, when I great, I said, man, that was two tomato cans fighting, man. He said, man, you're a hater. I'm not a hater. He's not that good.
So, Kelly, what did he say when Maurice Hooker, stopped Alex Sato?
I haven't seen him yet to say something like that, but he'll probably be like, well, he did drop him. I'm like, man, I said, okay.
But he got stopped in his hometown.
Yeah.
Yep.
He got stopped in his hometown.
Yep.
But who's surprised by that when you defend with your face? That there's a chance that something like that's gonna happen.
Well, those are, what's his name? Abel Sanchez type fighters, they defend with their face.
Hey man, he's worse. He's worse than Abel Sanchez fighters though, man. I'm talking about Alex Aceto.
Unable Sanchez.
Yeah, but Abel Sanchez is his trainer. If I'm not mistaken.
Disabled Sanchez.
Disabled Sanchez.
That'd be perfect. Disabled Sanchez.
Real talk. Hey, one thing that I forgot to mention that I want to hear y'all's opinions on, man. Another thing that was brought out on that interview with Wilder is they talked about when Wilder was saying that he would like to get up to 245 for the rematch. And Mike, who's the dude in the wheelchair on the Boxing Voice, he was asking Wilder, he was like, hey, don't you think that's a little bit too much? And Wilder was saying that he didn't think it would affect his speed. He didn't think it would affect his stamina. He said that the heaviest he's ever come in a fight was
232.
232. So he said he wouldn't mind getting up somewhere in that 230-ish range.
I don't
And
even
that's
say he can
perfect.
get there, man. He can't. I don't think he can get to 245, and I don't think his metabolism is going to even allow him to get up there.
Yeah.
He'll probably come in around. He'll probably come in just under 230 pounds, in my opinion, man.
I'll say about
Yeah,
225.
I say about 228. He'll come in about 228, 227. But that's perfect for him. You know what I'm saying? You add 18 extra pounds, you know what I'm saying, to that frame that he has, and then if he puts it in the right place, which he needs it all, in my opinion, the lower body. If he puts it all in the lower body and generates even more speed and more torque and more force, night Tyson Fury. You know what I'm saying? That's just me being honest. Like to go to his lower body, you know what I'm saying? Make your lower body even stronger because, like you said, you have God-given, you know what I'm saying, power. That's God-given power. You could be 209 pounds, stretching men 260 pounds, 250 pounds, and putting it down like it's nothing. Like, it's like, dude, like, man, stop playing. Like, you can't, you know what I'm saying? It's like, no. So if he gets about 227, 230, that's perfect for him. You know what I'm saying?
Brothers. I don't believe he needs to do anything about his weight. I believe he needs to hone in on his technique. You know what I mean? Especially with Fury. The weight's not the problem.
No, but see the weight, like, but
the timing was the problem. The timing was
the
the problem.
Here's where the weight comes to issue.
He would have got Fury out. He would have got Fury out of there way earlier if he was able to time Fury. But he admitted himself.
This is what he's talking about. This is why he wants to wait.
Timing was off.
But here's one reason why he wants to, because when they get into a clinch and Fury's able to walk him back stuff, he wants to be able to hold his ground a little bit more, man, not necessarily get overpowered in that form of fashion, man. Having a little extra weight, it'll also give him more confidence. I know people don't. That's something that it really does. It helps for athletes in other sports. You'll notice it in the NFL. You'll notice it in the NBA. You'll notice how players will come back. They'll add on 10, 15 more pounds, and they'll come back. They'll be stronger, and they'll be more confident. And I'll tell you, that extra weight, even though it's not significant, he'll feel more confident. I think it's a mental thing for him. Let him do it. As long as he ain't trying to come in, you want your whole camp to be weightlifting, though. Don't do that.
Hey, along with that, though, one of the things that he mentioned was when you 209 or 212 or whatever the case is, and you got a 260-pound man just laying on you and leaning against you, that's draining. You know what I'm saying? That takes away from your stamina and your energy and your momentum and drive during the course of a fight. So what he was talking about was adding that extra weight will be able to help kind of counteract some of that 260 and 255, you know what I'm saying, that's laid up on him. Because we saw that back in the day with Klitschko. That was his main thing. Hit, hold, and then he'd lay across the opponent's back. And he'd lay all his weight on the opponent's back to try to help zap that strength out of the opponent later on in the fight. And that's why Deontay wanted to add some of that extra weight to try to counteract that.
But fellas, just imagine much harder Deontay Wilder's gonna hit with that weight on him.
Oh. That's gonna be crucial.
Yeah, but it has to be in those right spots, like you said, for him to generate that amount of power.
Yeah, if it goes to like his core, like his abs and his legs, yeah. Tyson Fury, because Tyson Fury already said, like he said, that man has dynamite in his hands. And just imagine if Deontay Wilder was 220 pounds of weight, the same weight he was when he fought Bermane Stiverne. No.
Man, I just want to see another Euro step knockout, man, from Deontay Wilder. That's what I want.
Indeed.
That's what I want to see, because with that kind of speed and stuff, I mean, in the Tyson Fury fight, the thing is, Deontay Wilder, I think he was a little bit over anxious and not patient enough, and I feel he should have boxed more. But I think like with his speed and stuff like that, he can do all of those things, man. Like he can just like wait his turn and just like catch Fury. Like honestly, I thought like since Fury was staying on the outside the most, what I wanted him to do was kind of like just bait him in and like catch him with an uppercut, like a sneak uppercut or something like that. He needs to add like those pocket punches, I think. And I think if he adds that to the arsenal, I think that like gives him like, you know what I mean? Like more weapons, because I thought he was looking for the big punch. It came.
He does have those pocket punches. Go look at the Eric Molina fight. Go look at the Chris Arreola fight. Go look at the not the Tyson Fury, but go look at the Spliska fight when he caught him with the short hook. He has those pocket arsenals. He just never had to pull them out because he likes to fight from a distance and keeping his parties at bay. But when he gets in those close corner fights, that's when he's really dangerous.
You know what though?
Hey, stay ready. He knocked Luis Ortiz out with the uppercut.
No,
but when he knocked Luis Ortiz out with an uppercut, he kind of slid in and threw that uppercut. You know, that's when he saw he was hurt and he went in and started throwing everything, and he seen Luis Ortiz drop his head and he caught him with that uppercut. He kind of stepped. It was like a side step uppercut. It was nice. Yeah, but I'm just talking about like when he actually fights in that pocket.
He should have fought
really dangerous.
He should have fought like that against Tyson Fury. Like the way he fought Tyson Fury, he needed to be like aggressive type against him. Against that type of boxer, you have to like just be like, you know what, man, you ain't gonna like get off on me from a distance. I'm gonna bring it to you. Like
all he had to do was to stay going to the body, jabbing to the body, and hooking to the body, and I guarantee you, about a 6-round Fury would have been gone.
Yeah,
if he would have stuck with that game plan, because in the second half of the fight, he started cracking the Fury code. He noticed he started punching in combinations. He was catching Fury. A lot of the knockdown in the 9th, and then the knockout really in the 12th.
You know what? That's what I'm saying. At the earlier rounds when he was jabbing to the body, that was bothering Fury. I guarantee you, he was being bothered by that. And he should have stuck with that combination to the body.
And Wilder, you know what? Repeatedly since that fight has happened, because the question has been asked to him probably 1,000 times, he's admitted that he got over anxious, he got overzealous. His first pay-per-view fight, wanting to give the fans what they want in dramatic, spectacular, crowd-pleasing fashion, and he went chasing for the knockout instead of being patient, sticking to the game plan, because he admitted he got away from the game plan. The game plan was to work the body, to jab and get in and, do good body work and get out and box effectively. But he got away from that because all he was thinking about was first pay-per-view. I want to land this bomb on this dude, and get all the people up on their feet, cheering this, that, and the third. And that's what happened with him. But at least he was, I give him credit for owning up to the fact that, hey, I messed that up. That was on me. I was chasing a knockout. Wasn't listening to what my corner was saying. That's my bad.
Didn't his trainer walk out of his corner?
I don't know. I don't remember seeing that like that.
Yeah, I don't remember seeing it, but I heard that his trainer walked out of his corner.
You talking about Mark Breland or Jay Diaz?
I don't know.
Mark Breland.
Jay Diaz ain't going nowhere.
Shoot, nah.
But who want to work with? Derek James says he wants to work with Deontay Wilder.
I really would love to see that, man.
Yes. Ooh, that body attack would be vicious.
I would like to see that too. I would love to see that. That would be.
And if Mark Breland walked out, then fuck him.
That would be.
He didn't walk out, man.
And then I already heard that he's supposedly about to start working with Blu-ray.
Who? Deontay Wilder?
Yeah, I heard that.
Woo!
It ain't guaranteed yet. That could be where he's trying to get that weight put on.
Yeah, because Blu-ray show him how to put it on properly.
Yep.
You know what I don't like though? On Tyson Fury's side, I don't like Mr. Parkinson.
Freddie Roach.
Yeah, Mr. Parkinson's, aka I want to steal your fighter.
That's hey, Fula. That's all he's trying to do. He's trying to steal him.
Shady business. That's some shady business.
But Fula, Freddie Roach has always been a snake. He think, I can get. And guess what? If Tyson Fury actually leave Ben Davison and go to Freddie Roach, Deontay Wilder fuck around, knock his ass out in 4 rounds. Honestly, I'm just gonna be real. Freddie Roach don't teach defense. He's an offensive trainer. That's it. That's all.
Freddie Roach ain't no good trainer, man. Miguel Cotto lost most of his fights with Freddie Roach, man.
Hell, look, Pacquiao damn near died in the ring fucking with Freddie Roach.
Yep.
Yeah.
And that ain't no joke.
Yeah. You know? Marquez gave that boy some leather wrap NyQuil. That's what he did.
Yeah, that's what he did. You know what I'm saying? And it's like, damn, like, you know what I'm saying? Like, dude, you really just like, I mean, but that's what Freddie Roach is a snake. You know what I'm saying? I've never liked Freddie Roach. I've always thought he was overrated. I've always thought Freddie Roach was a piece of shit.
Yeah. So it's that boy Frank Warren, he was hot at Freddie Roach, man, for those comments he made, you know what I'm saying, in the media.
Do you blame him?
No, I don't. But yeah, that boy Frank Warren, he was pissed.
But what can Frank Warren do? Because at the end of the day, it's Tyson Fury's decision.
Right.
And
Tyson Fury is my fighter. Yeah, I'm gonna be with them in the next fight. Yeah, we won the first fight, you know, knockdowns and everything. It's like, why would you want to work with a trainer that sounds like a scratchy record or something like that?
He sounds like a snake ass promoter,
like a DJ, like who scratches a record. That's how Freddie Roach sounds. Like that's how his voice sounds when the DJ scratches a record.
Freddie Roach trying to find his next meal ticket. He think that's Tyson Fury. That's what that's all he's trying to do.
I advise no black fighters to be with Freddie Roach because we saw what happened with Pascal. I was looking at Pascal fighting Kovalev a while ago. Freddie Roach was giving no productive advice. He was like, well, you got to throw punches. You got to throw punches. He didn't even give him a game plan. Like, okay, he likes to throw this punch. You parry it and you do this. He didn't give him no kind of game plan. You got to throw punches. Otherwise, I stop the fight.
Freddie Roach is a piece of shit, and I've been saying that. I don't like Freddie Roach. I never have liked Freddie Roach. He's an overrated hype job when HBO want to try to build the Manny Pacquiao hype job. And so fuck Freddie Roach. And that's how I feel.
Let me ask you this, man. If you were a boxer and there were only two trainers that you could pick from and you had to pick one, who would you pick? Freddie Roach or Disabled Sanchez?
Me, I would choose.
I'm not picking either one. I'm just gonna retire from boxing.
You gotta pick one. You gotta pick one. You can't not pick one. You gotta pick one. So who you picking?
I'm choosing Ogun. Ogun is a god of war. I'm just choosing him. He'll be in my corner. You know, he'll be in my corner before any of them.
Honestly, I just train my goddamn self. I'm not choosing either one of the motherfuckers.
Because you see what happens with Abel Sanchez fighters. You know, you see what.
Well, look at Terry Norris.
You see what the aftermath is. So nah. Yeah. The only reason why Triple G looks like he has a grand night in. What's up?
I wouldn't pick either one of them. I say they both racist and they both get they fighters knocked out.
Yep.
So
yeah.
I don't want to get knocked out.
No, the thing is this too. You like when these fighters go to these guys, they have to realize, man, they're already they're kind of already in the promoter's pocket anyway. They want to push a certain fighter too. You know, they don't care about training and making guys look good. They want to push a certain fighter too. That's why people say it's grind or whatever. We never seen it tested, bro. We never really seen it tested. Because I'm gonna be honest with you, man. Canelo don't got power like everybody think he do. You know,
he does it. Real. He does against little guys and old guys.
Well, I can't say old guys because he ain't not Triple G yet.
Well, yeah. I mean, he faded Triple G though.
He faded him, but he couldn't knock him out.
He faded him. Yeah.
And he couldn't knock Miguel Cotto out. He knocked his brother out, Jose Miguel, but he didn't knock Miguel out. So he ain't got no power. Pacquiao,
especially not like everybody claiming he got.
Yeah, Pacquiao got the knockout on Miguel Cotto, and Canelo couldn't. That let me know right then he ain't had no power. I've been saying he ain't had no power.
I mean, that's why he's trying to stack his gloves, man. He needs more stuff behind the punches, man. You know.
Yeah,
I'm picking Fable Sanchez.
Ever jump in the ring with Charlo. You picking Sanchez?
He's not going to.
I said, I said I'm picking Fable Sanchez. Because you know why?
Why?
When we do that pad work, I'm gonna be missing those pads and hitting them in his chin.
Yeah.
I mean, slip pop. That's what's
my
gonna
bad.
be.
My bad.
Yeah, you know what I mean?
Real talk.
And that big old belly gonna be in the way too. So you know what I mean. I might have to slip a couple body shots, snatch that body up from him too.
Real talk.
So yeah, let's go with Fable Sanchez.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let Freddie Roach do it. I just say that was your shakies that made me hit you.
Yeah, really. You got to keep it still, Freddie.
Yeah, you got to keep it still, Freddie. You gonna keep catching them to the chin.
Hey, y'all tell me this, man. Cause right here with this whole, cause AJ's been in the country for a month, right? Wasn't he in the he said he was in Portland, Oregon.
Yeah,
training
like that.
Training. Now, I ain't never heard of no boxing gyms or no MMA training. I'm kind of suspicious what he doing out in Portland. Because
I don't think he was in Portland. I think he was in New York looking for a place to stay because I heard he's trying to move out here.
He said that out his own mouth. He was out in Portland, Oregon, bro.
Man, ain't nothing important.
Yeah.
They barely got a passport.
Ain't nothing important but LGBT. It's an LGBT friendly city. That's all I know about that.
I don't know nothing about that.
So I don't know. That sounds kind of suspicious to me, man. Like out of all places in America, you go to, you out staying. Oh, I'm training for a month in Portland, Oregon.
You sure he didn't say he had? You sure he didn't say he was part of a train? You positive he said he was training, right? That's what he said.
I could have heard wrong. I could have heard wrong.
I'm just wondering.
To be honest, bro, it wouldn't surprise me, man, because you have Amir Khan out here messing with trannies. You have, saying Kell Brook is plays for the other team. The reason why he's saying that is, bro, maybe try to hit on him or something. Who knows?
Hey, y'all. It's at 7 o'clock, 78, getting ready to get on. Man, we're going to have to cut this short. Y'all go ahead and give y'all last words, starting off with you, Fuller.
Thanks, man, for having me on the panel. I always appreciate rapping with you guys and hearing some things that, like, maybe I didn't look at it in that kind of way. Definitely appreciate it. People in the channel, in the chat room, subscribe to Stay Ready Boxing.
Man, salute to you, Fuller. Go ahead, the odd fella.
Salute to everybody on the panel. Rough House. In the dig, one them ones. Fuller. You know what I mean? And of course, my guy Stay Ready Boxing. In the dig. Of course, a Black Fight fan earlier. It was nice for him, you know what I mean, for him to drop, drop in. See, always love your passion, you know what I mean? Most definitely. And let's take it to the Smoke City Mobcast and whatnot, and 78 prime time. That's what it's about.
Yeah, the Smoke City Mobcast is gonna be on 78's channel tonight. He is live right now, but we're gonna go ahead and end it off, and then we want everybody to hear it over there. But go ahead, one of them ones.
Yeah, salute to everyone on the panel. it's always good to talk that boxing. Whenever I can jump on the panel, I will, because the time zones is a bit different for me, so I can't always do this. But whenever I can, I'm always jump on there. It's always good to talk that boxing with the odd fella, Rough House and Stay Ready and 503. When he jumps on and that, and obviously my man Axel. Yeah, salute to everyone. Yeah, we'll do it again soon, man. We'll do it again soon.
All right, salute. We didn't get to really chop it up about the cholos, so it's still lines only week, but we talked about a line today. Go ahead, Rough
Yeah,
House. You know what I'm saying? Close us out.
man. Hey, once again, I gotta send a big shout out to the big homie. Stay ready, man. I appreciate every time you reach out and you allow me to get on the panel. Y'all make sure y'all Charlo jab that like button for the homie. Stay ready, and if you haven't subscribed, you tripping, you slipping. Subscribe right now. Hit that bell icon so you can see when my man put out that good content, man. Hey, salute to everybody on the panel. One of them ones, Odd Fella. Uh, uh, who else? We had CB Sports,
Yeah,
Black Fight Fan, Cali Enigma. Hey, once again, shout out to the homie Act Reach, man. Can't wait to see you back, man. With your New York state of mind. And as always, y'all like that good boxing talk, breakdowns, predictions, updates. Y'all already know what it is. I am that boy Box. Man, this is Rough House Boxing TV. Make sure y'all stop by the house. Just remember to wipe your feet and close the door behind you. That's what's up.
right on, man.
Damn.
I appreciate everybody for coming through, man. We got 36 likes in there in this thing today. Man, salute to everybody. Salute to everybody that was on the panel today. If y'all haven't subscribed, make sure y'all go subscribe to everybody that was on the panel today. CB Sports, The Odd Fella, One of Them Ones, Rough House Boxing, Fool of Sports, my kinfolk, Black Fight Fan TV, the other half of the Houston Hard Hitters and 503 Line, Cali Enigma. If y'all haven't subscribed to them, go subscribe now. Smash that like button if you're in the building and you ain't smashed it yet. Hit that subscribe button and hit that bell icon so you can stay updated to my new media and content and you can be a part of the notification gang in this thing, man. Man, I appreciate everybody again, man. If y'all already know what it is, it's Mac with Stay Ready Boxing TV. Go on over to 78 channel so you can get ready for this Smoke City Mobcast tonight, and you ain't got to get ready if you stay ready. One.
Jill.
Peace.
Peace.